Yeah, she hit the music on your ass.
I hit the button. I don't understand. I pay the bills around
She hit the music on your ass, bro.
here.
What up?
She the executive
What's up,
producer.
fellas?
What's up, y'all? Y'all
You
know what
know,
that sound mean?
regular schmegular, back at it. How's everybody doing?
Prison Black
Can't
Podcast.
complain. Can't complain, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you asking. What about
Regular.
yourself?
I'm doing all right. I don't know, man. I'm feeling kind of wonky lately. Like maybe it's what I've been eating, but
Yeah. Hope you get to feeling better, brother.
What
yeah,
about you?
All prayers. Hope it's nothing serious, you know what I mean? I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. What's new this week?
yeah.
A lot of things new actually.
Yeah. Halloween comes out Friday. I'll be in there.
Well, I mean, shout out to the fact that it's October.
Yeah.
Spooky season is upon us.
Spooky season is here.
Yeah.
I'm hitting buttons, girl.
Um.
What
Yeah,
was
you
that?
mentioned Halloween Kills coming out Friday, Vaughn.
Yeah.
For those who care, all what's this, the ninth installment
Oh well, in
Halloween
this
franchise? This
series,
is the ninth or tenth, I think, in the entirety
in
of the
this
franchise.
series, it's the third. So in this one, they're kind of like killing all the other movies.
Well, for those who cared, it's all 8 or 9 previous Halloweens are on Amazon Prime if you want to binge through in anticipation. You can watch the original 2-part John Carpenter. You can watch that Halloween 3. That's one of the classics, isn't it? Uh, Halloween 4
Halloween
or
three
5.
sucks, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Halloween was that a joke?
Yo, don't ruin that for the people. Let them find out for themselves, man.
Okay,
Find out for themselves,
okay.
man. It's a real classic, real barn burner, guys. 4 and 5, Curse of Michael Myers is Halloween 6. H2O and Resurrection would be, yeah. So they've also got the Rob Zombie 2 parts. So that's
That's my
10 movies.
favorite
This is
one.
11. This is movie number
Yeah,
11, 11 to 12.
because they have Halloween 1 through 3, and then they have 4, 5, 6, and then you have Halloween.
H2O is number 7.
H2.
Resurrection would be at number 8.
Yeah,
Rob
and then
Zombie is 9 and 10.
yeah. So this is be a 12. This
Yeah,
be
this is
number
the
12.
12th movie, 12th in the entire franchise. But the continuity is, for those who don't know, so you have the very first movie, and then it gets a direct sequel. Halloween 3 is kind of an anthology of its own that has nothing to do with the Michael Myers storyline. 4 and 5 and 6 pick back up off that, and then that allegedly ends in 7 and 8. What we get in Rob Zombie is a separate 1, 2 finito of its own, his own interpretation of the original saga, or one and two, and then this movie is picking up where is the third. So the Halloween that came out in 2018 picks
Yeah.
up where a sequel would have started from the original, hereby erasing everything that you saw from the original second movie and beyond, because it got into a real supernatural mystic kind of thing. Like there was a whole curse involved in the cult. It went way left.
Yeah, so I think this one is more so a part two because it's like I think it's a remake of part two because they're gonna be in the hospital for the most of the movie.
Mm,
So that's where Laurie's going after the adventure of the first one. From this one, she's trying to rally people to help her too because
yeah.
Michael is becoming more and more supernatural in this movie. The more he kills people, so he's not just
Yeah, it
going
looks
after
like
the
they gave
family.
him like some superpowers or something, right?
Yeah, I
They
mean they
marveled,
did in the movies, but I think that's where this
they
one's going
marveled
to.
Michael up, marveled Uncle Michael up.
Yeah.
It's important for for some people, if you're recalling, you're not incorrect in thinking that there's a reboot inside of the reboot, because Halloween H2O is actually erases movies 4 or 5, because Laurie Strode actually dies, I think, in the fourth or fifth movie. Somewhere in there, there's a baby that has a telepathic link light, but Laurie is dead in the original um, first 5 or 6 movies. So Resurrection and H2O are kind of a pickup that kind of erases those, I think, picking up directly from the original sequel. So everything after Halloween 3 or 4 doesn't happen in the H2O to Resurrection storyline, which is 4 movies. And then Halloween 2018 picks up after the original first movie. This is like the third reboot inside the franchise, but we're excited. Yeah, gonna be front row for that Friday night somewhere.
Are you going?
I'll eventually catch it because I know it'll be a topic, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of the Halloween series.
I asked you that because I know you're not the biggest fan of horror movies. So. If you don't go watch it, we'll fill you in. So
yeah, happy to share that with you, bro.
Yeah, we don't want to impose our will upon your taste in the arts, of filmography.
Speaking of new previews, how about that new Resident Evil joint?
That's cool.
Looks solid. I'm always down for Resident. I mean, I ain't gonna say always down because some of those I was not down for, but yeah, I'm always down for Resident Evil.
I was gonna let you just. I want to see where you was going with that.
Yeah, but I'm not always down for a Resident Evil game because some of those are not good. But
wait, game or movie?
Game. I mean, I'm tripping. Movie.
I was like, what? What? I was like, what?
I'm tripping.
I've never played a whack Resident Evil game.
I have.
Which one?
It's the one. It's like a Resident Evil. It's like not a Resident Evil game in a sense of like traditional Resident Evil game. It's like
not a main story.
Yeah, it's like a branch off game.
Okay, it's one of the zeros. I heard those.
It's not even one of those. It's just like they try to go to a different genre, but use Resident Evil characters. It's kind of like I forgot the name of it, but it's like kind of like a shooter type deal. It's not good. I mean, some of the off main title ones were not good too. Like I know people love Code Veronica. I'm gonna talk about Code Veronica, but games like those that they try to go into.
Code Veronica is part of the main story.
I know. I'm saying like it's even though it's not Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and 4, so it'll be like games to be like Resident Evil, Infinite Crisis, blah de blah after the fact. Code Veronica wasn't like a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm saying.
So we'll have to. We could do that. The Resident Evil continuity because I've always counted because if it involves Claire or Chris Redfield, main story. Like we have our main characters, Claire and Chris, Jill, Leon. Any one of those four is a main story title, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily talking about Code Veronica. I'm just saying like how it has like spin-offs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Those side games that are kind of like fill in a lot of gaps in between story to story. Where you get to see Wesker really being Wesker, all his evil doings and shit.
So is this movie a reboot? Obviously, like is this?
Yep. This is it looks to be now. I don't know if it's a reboot in total or if it's a reboot to what is already established in the franchise that we know, universe wise. I'm gonna go with a total reboot because we get a whole new Chris and Claire Redfield. Jill Valentine is featured in the trailer. I don't know if y'all picked her out.
Tom Hopper's in it.
Who? Tom
Hopper. Black Sails. I think he had a brief stint in Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, he plays in what's the Netflix series? That's with the superheroes.
Jupiter's Legacy?
Not Jupiter's Legacy. The one Umbrella Academy.
Okay. Which character?
He's the big ape guy.
Oh, Luke.
Yeah.
Damn, I never
Luca. I know. What is his power exactly in Umbrella Academy? Like
he's got superhuman strength.
He never uses it. We'll save that for another talk. But yeah, okay. Is that even his name? Is it Luke or Luca?
I know it sounds like that. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
Yeah, pardon me to the fellow geeks out there if I got that wrong. But I do like that this trailer gave us seems to recreate a lot of the original video game. The police station shot, the slow turnaround of the first zombie. Obviously, they're going to the mansion, right? The opening shot where they open the doors and first enter the mansion. It seems to be a lot of frame by frame sequencing. So I wonder if that was a studio nod or if they're actually paying attention to the internet and what the talk boards and chat and blogs have said for years about what's missing from Resident Evil, because we get a lot of the classic characters too, introduced the same way they did in the original video game. So.
Bro, looking back, it's amazing. Like that game was like Resident Evil 1 and 2 were like truly amazing games. Like just how they drew on suspense of moments, like the slow turnaround of the zombie. Like you know the thing is over there eating somebody, but that's not what makes it scary. It's like the zombie now is like looking at you type deal and stuff like that. So it's like, oh man, these zombies about to be after me. So it's like, yeah, it was just some really good games.
If I recall, before you get to that first zombie, when you walk in, it's a camera shot point of view of you, like you looking at you, and you can hear the sounds, but you have to turn a corner, so you don't know what's around the corner. And this, when you get to a certain point, it triggers a scene where you see the zombie and it stops in the slow turn. It was just that suspense, or going from room to room, and the screen would black out, and just the door would open, and you don't know what's in the next room. Like that, masterpieces, dog. Resident Evil 2 introduced me to PlayStation.
For real? That's how you got introduced to PlayStation?
Well, it was the director's cut, like Resident Evil, like the game, but I remember seeing Resident Evil 1 and like 2 was coming out, and Resident Evil 1 director's cut came with PlayStation at this point, if you bought one.
No, I got into PlayStation. Wait, before we do that, let's introduce ourselves. How about that?
Yeah, we started with the new topics. My bad, y'all. It's your man's Free Will at Murphy's Law 615. How you living?
I'm Banks himself, aka guys Nacho headband on, aka the dude in the Diamondbacks jersey with the hoodie on, aka I've been sick this week, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Carl Tomlinson, aka Chaos Black, and the last and only Jedi on the thread.
That's a fact.
Yeah, definitely.
Factual fact. But back to Resident Evil. I like the preview. I'm gonna give it a shot. Your man's is in it, playing Wesker. That you met at Comic-Con. He took oh man, please forgive me.
Neil McDonald.
Yes, Neil McDonald plays Damien Dark on in the CW Arrow Flash. But I think he's playing Albert Wesker in this version.
He looks like Albert Wesker.
He does. He is the perfect. Knowing his demeanor as a bad guy, he is the perfect Albert Wesker. Banks, tell him about the time you met Neil McDonald, man.
Oh well, I was in Missouri at a small but important to me convention at the time. You know, so it wasn't too many out there. It was a comic convention, anime convention type thing called StealthCon. It's something that they have out there, and Neil McDonald was one of the celebrity guests. So, you know,
Analyst, yeah. Was he on the panel?
No, he wasn't. It wasn't like a panel. It was like a one-on-one. Hey, meet Neil McDonald.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they had a booth.
You know, you got to talk to him, and you know, being a fan of Neil McDonald and his movies, he always plays villains. There's a reason behind that. But yeah. So I'm at the convention, and I'm just listening to him talking, and like how he got in the business and what he likes doing as far as like movie roles and stuff like that, and how he gets in the character. Just a long list of things we're talking about, and then everybody's asking them questions like, what's it like working with The Rock, which is one of the questions I asked him too, because I'm a big fan of The Rock. But just what's it like working with certain people? My question was, what's it like working with The Rock? And then I prefaced the questions like, hey, I have two questions. He's like, okay, go ahead with the first one. I asked my question, and my second one, I say, will you read my book? And everybody in the crowd kind of go, like I wasn't supposed to ask that or something like that. But hey, I shot my shot, and he graciously took it. He could have easily shut me down on some, celebrity stuff and been like, don't ask me nothing like that.
Right.
But he said yeah, and he asked me if I had a copy of my book, and I gave it to him. he looked through it and in front of the whole crowd told me how good it was, and it was like a really good feeling to, somebody that I like who does movies tell me that something I worked on was good, and then he told me to write my information down in the book. I gave it to him. It's not a movie yet, but maybe one day it's out there. It's in the universe.
I mean, obviously Neil McDonald is a friend of the show. You know what I mean? I think we can say that he's a friend of the Prism Black podcast, Prism Black Boy.
Yeah,
So
I had the pleasure of meeting Neil McDonald and giving him a signed copy of my book, Grimjaw's Revenge.
Memoirs of a Madman. So that's which is the first, the graphic novel first published entry in the Revenge series and Prism Black. So y'all can check that out, prismblack.com. That's the website, right?
Yep.
We have that domain. So yeah, coming soon. But y'all can hit the website, check that. But I'm a fan of Neil McDonald as Wesker. He's the perfect villain. Always is, always will be. We'll see. Hopefully, it's not cheesy.
He looks a lot like Wesker. Like he really does.
And I like the trailer because it's a contrast. I forget the song that was playing, but it was like kind of an uptune, offbeat song playing while all this chaos is ripping loose. And I heard that there's a second trailer that's come out that's a staunch difference. So I have to hit the YouTube and check that out. Moving on, other trailers. That new Scream.
Yeah. What?
Oh yeah.
The new Scream trailer.
The Scream trailer.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it? Have you seen it, bro?
Yeah. It looks better than the last one.
It looks a little darker.
Hey, I like dark horror because horror is supposed to be dark. I don't think every horror movie has to have a comedic element to it, and that's just my thing. I feel like a lot of slashers now lose the scary element because they try to be too funny. Even though comedy's cool, whatever, but like it ain't got to be in everything. So, but yeah, if it's dark, people get stabbed. I would think that it's supposed to be dark. It's not supposed to be people. It's not supposed to be that, and all the time.
Carl, we know you're not a fan of Halloween. How do you feel about Scream?
I'm not. It's not like my favorite thing to watch, but it's I appreciate things like that where it's a mystery of like who's doing what, or even with things that like have maybe horror elements to it, but not necessarily horror. But anything where there's a mystery of who's doing what or who's doing the killing or whatnot. I'm a fan of things like that.
So I take it you're more of a thriller, mystery type person instead of horror.
Yes, that's the perfect way to describe it. I'm a fan of mystery.
Those are definitely my least favorite. Well, not really my least favorite. It's because they get misgenred a lot. They try to draw people in by calling them horror movies, and they just be mystery movies. So you really
oftentimes, if based off a novel, it actually is. But the difference when you talk about cinema genre is the audience you want to market to.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Alice Cross stories could easily be horror because, well, not Alice Cross. At the later years, the Along Came a Spider when Morgan Freeman was playing the character. Kiss the Girls, I think. Along Came a Spider, like that whole thing. All of those were horror, suspense novels. That easily, if you stick to, I think, the more graphic, some of the detail out of the book, it could easily be a horror film. But when you do, well, horror is a limited market. An R rating greatly kind of slashes your audience in half. You cut off potential money. So a lot of times I think that's why you'll see movies go for the PG-13 because mystery, suspense thrillers, look at them. A lot of them are PG-13. Not to say that there aren't some R-rated movies out there, but it's a marketing thing, I think, within ratings with the MPAA. Because to get Scream, since we're on the subject, to get it pushed, Wes Craven had to actually push it as a dark comedy in the town that they filmed it in.
Talking about the new one or the old one?
No, the original. To get Scream, to get it, like it was pitched as an extremely dark comedy. Hence the whole, it's a movie making fun of scary movies, why it's like meta aspects. and how it outlines, rules in the universe. It's essentially a satire, a satirical horror movie, but none of the comedy is, on the nose, theatrical comedy, so to speak. So, but this new trailer looks darker. They sharp pivot from any jokes, which was kind of a expected in previous Scream. I think one of our main characters is going to die. At this point, we've got 5 movies. The surviving OGs are Gail Weathers, Courtney Cox, Dewey, and Nev, of course, Sidney Prescott. So there's a scene where Gail is like really screaming at something. I think Dewey might get it, bro. I don't know. We see the killer break somebody's ankle on the stairs in this trailer too, don't we? This killer looks brutal, bro.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, we'll be here
Looking
for a
forward
spring.
My fault to cut you. I'm looking forward. I feel like recently horror movies have really been reemerging as horror movies, and I'm like really here for it. I can't take any more Babadooks. I can't take any more.
We were due for a good solid slasher, and this is in the continuity. This is picking up 11 years after the events of Scream 4 back in Woodsboro. So I think they are bringing the whole story to an end here, or maybe kicking off a new generation. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah. Anything else on the new? Oh,
yeah,
Nashville. Go ahead, Carl.
I didn't say nothing.
I was gonna say.
I said Carl. My bad.
Oh, I was gonna say something that's new. The Injustice DC animated movie dropped this week.
When did it drop? I need to go check.
I knew it was coming out. I didn't know it was. It came out already though. Yeah, that's that'll be something to watch for the weekend for sure.
Yeah. I thought it was a good watch. There's a movie on Netflix called that's called Bright. That has a lot to do with the Bright movie with Will Smith that came out. It's an animation. I haven't seen it, but it looks like it could be good. That's something.
Wait,
there's a sequel coming to Bright, Will Smith's Bright. So is this kind of a animated filler in between?
Yeah, it's kind of like The Witcher. When they came out with that animated series to fill in between. It's like, so I think it's something similar to that. Something small, not really too big, but it's something just to keep on your radar if you're looking for something, I guess, just to feel kind of like your vice need to, or it could be something you could watch on a down day. But yeah.
Word. Nah, that's definitely what's up. The Nashville on the music front, even though this is not a music podcast, but her came through. We had 2 big acts over the weekend. It's Rolling Stones played Saturday night at Nissan, which is big because I don't think they'll do this again. I know one of the members of the band, which I'm not a huge that into the Stones, but I think was it the guitarist just passed?
I'm not sure. I only know of the Stones. I don't know,
Well, I know Mick Jagger and I know Keith David, and let's see who. So, well, one of them recently passed away. But say that to say, excuse me, not Keith David, Keith Richards is the bass guitar. But I can't recall who recently passed of the Stones. But they played Nashville, and they're all old. So the idea that they would do another tour, I don't know. So that happened, and I missed that. I was kind of upset about it. And her played at the Franklin Amphitheater. Yeah, I called that show.
Oh, hey, what Will? I gotta ask you. So I'm a huge her fan. I don't really do concerts, but I'm a huge her fan. How was that?
Yeah, she put on a hell of a show. That girl is multi-talented. It was a back of our mind tour, so she covered most of the hits from the current album or most recent album, which was fine with me. My introduction to her was only the last year or so. I kind of got wind of her and then started backtracking and following all her music. But she gave us a little bit on the piano, gave us a little bit on the lead guitar, ripped a couple of mean solos, hit that bass guitar up, hopped on them drums. The acoustics, like the vocal talent. I mean, the girl, she's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I
for sure.
I saw like a couple of people's like recordings, man. It was packed there.
Yeah, the Frank minus the traffic. I didn't even know that the First Bank Amphitheater out there was was giving it up like that. Like not a bad venue. Like I said, minus the traffic, I'd catch another show out there. Definitely. Um, this one I wish because I had a front row. Kind of, I was in the front section, not far, maybe 20 rows from stage, under one of the big screens. But yeah, man, she put on one hell of a show. Worth it. I was surprised the tickets were as cheap as they were, honestly.
How much were they?
I paid a little bit over a buck, like after taxes and fees and all that. So I mean, but I was front row when they went on sale that Friday, and I just logged in on Ticketmaster and got mine. I saw after the first day, by the weekend that following Monday, those same tickets were going for 300 or 400. So, but yeah, if you ever have a chance to catch a Her show, do that. You won't regret it.
That is a great take. Like I said before, I remember when I first heard of her, like no pun intended, but I remember when I first heard of her, and I was just thinking like, man, she is like dope. Like I mean nonstop. I mean her. I forgot which album what it was, but like it was. I think it was double sided, and like it was like every single song. I was like, dude, like who is she? But no, like
Yeah, when she first came out, there was a little bit of mystery because I think we didn't see her for the first album or something until it dropped. Or was there some sort of mystery around who she was? Because it was always just the glasses, like not knowing what she. Because there for a while, I remember on social media there was a her and there was a him, and every time she dropped a track, him would do a cover of the same track. And at first it was like, oh, okay, but then it got kind of played out. Like, dude, stop ripping her.
That's lame, bro.
Yeah, it was like at first people were like, oh, that's dope because I don't think people knew if they were doing it together, if it was planned or whatever. But people quickly figured out he was just ripping whatever she was doing and copy pasting. It was just like, nah, bro, that's kind of whack. So, but to put some respect on that, it was Charlie Watts, the drummer for the Rolling Stones. So I don't want anybody to come back and say we didn't know shit. So
We don't
RP to
know.
Charlie
Sorry.
Watts. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Stones fans, but I do understand their importance in music and as a fan of music and everything that they did. Like RP to Charlie Watts though. Legendary, they're legends. Stones are legends, and to have them sneaking to Nashville like that. You know how I found out they were coming to Nashville? Squawk Box. I was up at 5:30, 6 a.m. watching Squawk, and they were mentioning Jim Cramer was going in about Nashville, how wonderful it is. And I think Donnie Chu just casually dropped he was coming to town to catch the Rolling Stones show. And I was just like, what? So big things are coming to Nashville if you didn't know. Like a lot of big things about to hit the city. So with that said, anything else new before we move on to tonight's topic?
Nope.
Feel like there's something gaming wise we're missing, Vaughn. Oh, anime wise, Demon Slayer season 2 is up. Episode 1. They're doing what they're basically taking the Mugen Train movie and they've converted it into some episodes. So it's gonna go beyond that, obviously, what the events of the train. But if you saw the movie already, you're not missing anything. For how many episodes that's gonna give us, I don't know. What was it? A 2-hour movie, hour and a half movie, something like that. So maybe 3 to 4 episodes, maybe 5.
I might give it a couple weeks to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying I might give it a couple weeks to watch it just because I'm not a big fan of watching one episode a week and then waiting until next week to watch the next one. I like watching it kind of like chunks.
I feel the same way.
No, I feel that. The streaming has definitely spoiled me. I will let something build up. I will miss a whole season. on social media getting all the spoilers. Like, oh, that's unfortunate.
And then it's like, what's and then
God
like
bless
also
somebody.
huh?
God bless somebody.
Was that called who sneezed? I thought that was. I thought Smile was. I didn't know if that was a sneeze or if Smile was saying thank you.
Carl, was that somebody sneezing on your end?
Yeah. Sorry
Was
about
that you?
that. Wasn't me, but
No, well, God bless whomever. just saying, I heard
Tell
somebody
him to keep it down. I'm just fucking with you, bro. Bless you. Gazoom tight.
But you were
But yeah.
saying,
No, it was just like being on social media, bro. Like everybody has like their opinion on like every episode, and it's like you haven't even watched more than one episode. How you gonna say what? I mean, granted, you can watch, read the manga, but it's like people that don't read the manga just be like guessing and like making assumptions about the show and blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, like just say if you liked it or not. Like I don't need your whole 20-minute think piece or 30 tweet think piece or y'all arguing about stuff that you don't even know about yet. Like it ain't happened yet. Just let the show. And not just saying anime. They do this about everything. So it's like let the show, pan out, and then you can give you an observation of the entire show instead of judging it off 2 episodes and stuff like that. So let the show go on. But yeah, that's my rant about Twitter.
well, yeah, it's become hard for me to even. I mean, I'm almost immune to spoilers as a result of social media.
Yeah, I'm watching it regardless.
But I purposely I avoid certain platforms when a show is on that I know everybody's watching that I actually want to watch. So it's kind of indirectly led to me going ghost on social media and taking breaks, which I think are needed for my own mental sanity and capacity anyway. But like during the Game of Thrones season 8, because I played catch up on that. Like if it's a show or Power, when I was through season 5, when I was playing catch up on stuff because I like to binge. I do not do the week to week stuff. So yeah, I have to kind of go ghost protocol and just avoid certain platforms because I know people are talking about what happened week to week and whatnot. So, but
Yeah. Because it kind of leads into our topic today. Because I know we're gonna be talking about Squid Game, but like like
man,
as soon as Squid Game came out, like
ah,
the doll meme, the toy doll, red light, green light doll, she was a meme for everything, and it's like,
man, dude.
so, give it a rest. All right.
How do we feel about Squid Games?
the truth.
It was a decent show. I think. Go ahead, Carl. I'm gonna let you go first.
My bad. The
Yeah,
truth.
tell the truth, Carl. Tell the truth.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit overrated. And when I say a little bit overrated, it's overrated. Like I feel it. I feel as though, in my honest opinion, in my honest heart, and mind, all the people who had anything negative to or any criticism of anime or anybody who's ever watched anime before, they need to apologize if they liked Squid Game because there's no reason, there's no on earth reason why anybody can like Squid Game and not find some anime to get into. Because this has literally been done in like a couple of different like anime shows, and it's actually pretty. It's actually really a watered down version, in my opinion, in my opinion, like this is a more long and drawn out like Delco experiment, like TV series in a way. But
Well,
that's
I don't
just
know
a
if I
crash.
call it a Belko experiment because those were two dark, like very different premises.
It was
First
a
being the
little.
people in Belko experiment were locked in a building against their will. Um, these people signed up for what they were, and the Belko experiment came with no cash prize incentive. But survival horror is the
Yeah, I
thing.
think it's just a
And it's
survival
the
horror
same. Yeah.
aspect.
So they're like, to your point, Carl, High Rise Invasion is an anime, same theme. Darwin's Game, same exact theory here. Tower of
Dead
God,
Man Wonderland is the
Dead
same
Man
thing.
Wonderland. We've seen
Juni Tays and Zodiac War.
Yeah.
know that we've seen if we pivot from anime, Alice in Borderland, Sweet Home, more recent.
Sweet Home is like Resident Evil.
Still survival horror though.
I mean,
Well,
it's
yeah,
survival horror,
you
but
can say that.
it's not like a tournament style survival horror. Like, hey, people are
Alice in
turning on each other.
Borderland, a good mix of people being put into a situation with the horror aspects, but they've got to survive against one another as well. There's somebody on Facebook, I want to say April McPhee, I think. So just to give her credit, she called out a classic film, Battle Royal, which I saw way back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a 2-part, and if you've seen Battle Royal, Squid Game wasn't in it, not to discredit the actors and what they created, but Squid Game didn't really come across as eyebrow raising as some people on social media that I saw commenting about it.
I think it comes from just people not being aware of like the other stuff, and then this being their first introduction to something like this. So to them, it's like eye opening, and it's like, oh, I've never seen anything like this before. But the people who've seen stuff like this before,
Yeah, they
you know,
wouldn't have been ready for Battle Royal because
it's like, or even even Battle Royal, or even like As the Gods Will It, or As the Gods Will It, because like the death scenes in this were kind of just like, okay, you just get shot. In some of these other shows, bro, it's like, hey, if you don't survive the game, like, you gonna get like,
they getting fucked
up.
up.
Brutal. It's gonna get brutal. It ain't gonna be no pow pow. You know, you're out of here. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off your point, frame Battle Royal. This film, if I recall, was banned when it first came out in the USA because the events of Columbine, and the movie focused on a group of middle school kids who, for whatever reason, kids in Japan at this time just weren't doing what they were told. They were kind of being rebellious.
Because they outnumbered the adults.
Yeah, they outnumbered adults and realized they had strength in numbers. So what they started doing in this society as a means of population control, but also punishment and sort of establishing a new justice system, is once a year a random lottery would select a group of students to go to an island to fight to the death. There was some backlash for Hunger Games, seemingly to ripping some concepts, quote unquote, or allegedly from Battle Royal. Mostly being that in the tournament, the kids are given provisions in a knapsack, collars that explode, and the concept that they have to move from area to area and it shrinks as the game goes on, and in a sense forcing them to, in some way or another, at one point you have to kill one another. Like, you can't avoid it. It's going to come to that. So, but Battle Royal did that following the events of Columbine, with children actors too. First 30 minutes, the movie opens up with what seems to be, I think, an 8 or 10-year-old little girl covered in blood, smiling because she done butchered her whole class. So it's a good watch, but you can understand why it would have been banned at the time. So, but with that said, I want to point out before we get into Squid Games also, I came across an article that said the translation is off. Apparently, there's some manga or a book out there that follows Squid Game, but the original Korean translation, actual translation, makes this a completely, entirely different show. So I will give it some credit for that, because some of the dialogue watching it seemed off to me as a fan of subtitle anime and stuff like that, or foreign movies in general. I always watch. I don't mind watching the original language as long as I can follow the subtitles good enough. And most of the times the translations are pretty spot on, but you watch enough of that, you start to notice that sometimes the structure just doesn't make sense. And I've studied Japanese, so watching a lot of Japanese, having studied the language, I know when some stuff's kind of just not quite off, and I can get a gist of what the actual translation should be. But with that said, I don't know shit about Korean, but I know the English in context doesn't fit with some of these scenes. So throwing that out there, for anybody who wants to watch it. So let's get into Squid Games, episode 1. Red light, green light.
So, I think it was an interesting way to cut down the fat. There's a lot of people at first.
Oh yeah.
So just introducing that being the first game, I think it was I mean, just seeing it on TV, just seeing them people getting their shit blown back. Kind of shocked. It kind of shocked the audience. I think that's what it was meant to do, was to shock the
Yeah,
audience. To see so many people just getting mowed down.
a slow build up to this point
Yeah.
because this is second entry into the game. In the first episode, he goes in and comes out with nothing happens. He doesn't even make it this far, and this is a revisit. He jumps back into the game. Um,
Yeah,
our players all have something in common, Carl.
yeah. Um, I would say I think we all agree that the concept of the show itself not new, but I would say based on like what you guys were talking about just now, one aspect that may be new-ish is you start off with a lot of people. Like, I mean, like a slew of people. You're talking almost like 500 people, and um, I'm not trying to make it so like the show itself is not entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining, but a part of like red light, green light that was kind of like, like what? I mean, how many people would have to die before you have to like figure out like, hey man, like quit banging on the door. It's like what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
bruh.
it's not like stuff like that. It do kind of make you like, hey man, like they're
Well,
shooting people. What
you
makes you
gotta
think they're
put
gonna let you out?
yourself in the position of those characters.
I am, and
In
that's what I'm saying. Like,
a fear situation, like now we have the benefit of fourth wall. We're watching them and we get the comment like, look at you, stupid. I wouldn't bang on the door. In the situation that they're in, none of them expect anybody to die. Like we've watched enough stuff so we can think beyond like, okay, if we're in that situation, here's what we do. But they believe they're showing up to just play a game. They don't even think what's happening is obviously it's not legal. But yeah, they don't believe the idea that somebody would just really murder all of them. So the first natural response is, oh shit, let me run back to the exit. Nobody, I mean, some people, we see them kind of tap in and realize, okay, people are dying. It's a game. I better finish this fucking game. But the amount of people who try to know what the first response to fear, fight or flight. Yeah, the
mhm.
flighters. That's a logical response.
Yeah, but the fighters also take into consideration what they're running from. The person that if the person just shot all these people for moving, you just took off running. What makes you think they just murdered these people? What makes you think they're gonna let
Well,
you
they
out,
they panicked, Vaughn. I mean,
bro? You gotta.
believe it or not many people are used to seeing somebody just get their shit pushed back right next to them and just oh shit, like like they would just be completely still in that instance.
I ain't saying be completely still, but it's like for all y'all to run towards the door
Yeah,
and be banging on the door, like they finna literally just let you out after they just shot all these people.
I think they
No,
was trying to call a timeout, bro.
no, bro. You about to get a timeout, a long one, your final one. You about to get put in the dirt. You keep running. So
Yeah, man. So we don't know who this organization is, y'all, but it's a network of powerful billionaires. We're gonna assume 1%ers they could represent. Um,
definitely, they have enough
and
influence.
they have these games. Don't know if it's monthly, bi-monthly, whatever, but they do. And our characters that we get introduced to are, we've got everyone from poor, homeless, um, up to working class to what you would think are working, successful working class, because what Saint Wu is a graduate. He's supposed to be the pride of the town, businessman, right? But we find out he's millions in debt. But everybody is strapped for cash. This contest revolves around 456 players, all from different walks, but they're all deeply in debt. They need the money. So they get thrown into this series of games, childhood games that most of us would know how to play. Red light, green light being the first, which I thought that was cool, knowing that that's a universal game. Because I've traveled a little bit, and I've found out there's some things that I knew that were, there's some shit that's just Nashville shit. Some shit is just Southeast South shit. You know what I mean? And some stuff is a East Coast thing or Midwest West. It's been dope to see other cultures and how much things are different and vary, but at the same time how much it's all similar. Because I never played no damn Squid Game, but I did play some Red Light, Green Light. So, or Mother Simon Says or Mother May I, whatever. How did y'all play that? Or Red Rover?
We play Red Rover.
Yes, yeah. So that's dope.
What
Um,
um what game, I guess, what American game would you insert in there instead of like a Korean?
red light, green light was fine. Sticking to episode 1, I was fine with that. That would have been like we see the old man having fun.
Yeah,
um,
you come to
what's
find
his
out, it, you know,
what's his name? Let me pull it back up. To get introduced to the characters.
I have a hard
Uh,
like I
Carl, you
said.
have a game you would insert?
What game would
Um,
I insert? Um,
Thanks.
I was saying we're gonna play slap. We just
Hand slaps.
bro, that'd be crazy, bro. It's like
So many niggas
like
is
slap
getting
your
put
hand.
out.
I was thinking I was thinking dodgeball.
Yo,
Just
that was the
playing,
one thing that was missing. But how would they have done?
the ball blows up when they hit them.
Now, like you can't do teams, right? Like not brand teams, because not a lot of the games were centered around team building.
There's a couple of them.
It was one.
No,
I know
you
one
had a
of them
few
was.
where they could, but not a lot of the games weren't centered around team. Like it really was a one for
Yeah,
all.
tug of war.
Well, yeah, that was the one that was everything else was really one for all. They learned to work together, like the
They
glass
had
one.
the glass. The walk around glass was the team building thing too.
For them to get through, it required the sacrifice, but it wasn't necessarily a team thing because by design, the people at the end were going to finish that. Your first rounders were fucked.
Yeah.
By design, that game was
Except old boy. Except that one guy. He was but
who happened to know a thing or two about glass. Yeah.
but
Glass
I know what would have been another good one. You could have played 21 with all those
Basketball?
gamblers.
Like wait, you know
Blackjack.
basketball?
Yeah,
Blackjack. Okay.
Mm.
I couldn't imagine getting shot because I lost and slept. I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Well, so early on, it establishes that these people will do whatever for money.
Yeah,
And I think the game is the same. The introductory game for 100 won is the currency.
Everybody getting slapped.
Yeah, getting slapped in the face. Like for those who so I'm gonna speak for me. Slapping me in the face is the most disrespectful shit you can do. Like spitting on me, that's an automatic ass whooping. Like we have to fight. You can't slap me, you can't spit on me and not expect me to do anything. So
I think that was the point because at the end,
so I'm laying that out, but I want to lay that out for people because some people have a line like that they're willing to cross, and we see it's early on established these people they throw all integrity out the window. So in a grand scheme, it's not too far fetched to think if they would go as far as to let somebody slap them and disrespect them for money, the things in the events that we see unfold episode to episode honestly start to make more and more sense to me as the show progresses. But we'll table that for I'm thinking about Oyam, I think is his name, the older man, who's actually a secret billionaire.
I wasn't expecting that then.
But yeah,
I think that's his name.
yeah, I don't think. I think I would have had to slap dude back when I finally won. He gave me that money.
He was about to.
I know. When he tried to hand me that money, no. Come here.
Yeah.
I don't want that money no more, dog. We're gonna.
Yeah, he was actually so excited to win. He forgot about the money. He just
money. You want to
slap
slap him back? That would have been me. Except I would have did it. He can keep his little $1,000.
Yo, how you gonna be mad at him because you kept losing now?
Hey, it ain't about losing. Cause when I won, I'm changing my prize. My prize is restitution and retribution, not cash reward. I'm ready to fight. You just slap me 15 times.
So you don't want the money. You want the hand. You want the cheeks.
I'm trying to come across your face.
Come on with it.
With a fucking Thor strike. Man. You just slap me 15 times, bro. Both sides of my face is red. Yeah, you getting slapped back. I'm sorry.
So that's our main character, Song Ji Hoon, and he's a real dirtbag, dude. Like if there's ever a main character that I was not a fan of, it's this main character.
Why didn't you like him?
His nothing about his practicality made, and it could be the translation, but he seems to want to stand on a moral soapbox at the most critical times where it's like, dude, we're past that already. Like throughout the series, there are moments where you see him trying to really kind of higher than thou, Sang Woo, the girl Kang Se Byuk, I think, portrayed by Hyung Jung, she's really taken off as a result of this series. But like he gets on this moral soapbox. It's like, dude, you're a dirtbag, man. Like you were a bum ass living with your mom. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do anything, couldn't come through for your daughter. Like, how dare you
I mean,
try to tell people
he had reasons though.
That's what I'm saying. None of his reasons made sense. Like when we're in the game later in the series and he wants to talk down to people, like, who are you talking to, bro? Have you forgotten what you going back home to? And not to spoil it, but at the end, he gets a painful reminder. Yeah, dumbass. This is what it was about. And the ending of the show pissed me off too, because now when you've got so in episode 1, we get the reveal that the prize money for these games is the sum of like $45 billion. End of the show, he gets everything that he's ever wanted to be everything he's ever gonna need to be to his daughter. And instead of getting on the plane to go to America and just be a dad, he decides he wants to take down the syndicate.
I mean, that's their moral compass, bro. Cause like
he's going back to play the game again. It's like
I know, but he's going.
You're gonna go win another $45 billion.
He's not going to win the money. He's going down to destroy the game. So it's like, cause it's like, if you actually when you go through something serious like that, sometimes you just want to prevent it from happening to other people. So it's like he's still on that moral, soapbox as you call it. He wants to do the right thing.
There's a recurring theme that Sang Woo calls out that no matter how much he tries to do the right thing, he always fucks shit up. And throughout the games, he does that. He keeps doing that. He keeps trying to do the right thing. No, but it's true. Our main character keeps trying to do shit and ends up fucking shit up. And then we see him, why I call it all bullshit, because he tries to play the old man to save his ass. While you standing on your moral compass, when it comes down to your ass being on the line, you do what everybody else did. So shut the fuck up. Because he lied to the old man. The old man was playing dumb, like he didn't know what was going on. At the end, he revealed, yeah, I knew what you was doing, dude. But as we get the bigger reveal, the old man was in on the shit the whole time anyway. But it's like, yo, like that was bogus, dude. I don't want to hear about your moral compass and you, like, shut up.
I think the old man wanted him to win because there was a point where he lost. And
it didn't matter. The old man was up. He didn't have to keep playing into the game because he played off the fact that he thought the old man had dementia. The tumor was making him, you know what I'm saying? So he played it, he took advantage of him. And he knew that. And the old man told him that when he ran back into his ass.
Yeah, like, I'm not making excuses for him or whatnot, and you make valid points. But I think his rationale for what he did was he was saying, oh, well, wait a minute. Like, well, if he has dementia, like, I mean, he can't continue on anyway. I mean, there's no point in him winning. But no, you make valid points because like you can't.
That's not up to him to decide.
You can't stand on like a moral compass like one time and then get off it like for this time, but then get back on it or whatnot. I mean,
that's not for him. That wasn't for him to decide in the first place. Like I've seen that same logic, like which is exactly what he did, but it doesn't change the fact it wasn't his decision to make. That same rhetoric, oh, let me help him along the way. It's my duty to do it because he's not gonna. Like, who are you? Because people have used that same logic as a means to exterminate entire peoples.
No, I'm not saying he was right. I'm saying
No, I'm putting that out there, Carl. I know exactly what you're saying. I comprehend very well. I'm putting it out there. It wasn't his decision to make anyway. Like that same rhetoric is people have justified whole genocides behind that. Oh, we might as well help them because they don't know. So it's like, yeah, fuck you, dude, and your moral compass. When your ass on the line, we see what you made of, coward. You know what I mean? So because when it was his time to lay on the chop block, he couldn't take it. He couldn't face that. So all of your moral compass don't mean shit to me. Take that money and go be a father. That's what you should have done. But
he was willing to walk away though at the end.
No, he wasn't, Carl. He turned around. He said he didn't get on the plane.
No, I'm talking about like in that last game. He wasn't gonna kill him.
Man, he was stupid then. Kill Song Woo, dude. This man, like, what's wrong with you, bro? If you don't stab him in his neck and be done with this shit, God, dog. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, man. Episode 2. Banks.
Episode 2, they get out of the game and they get out of the game and realize that their lives are dumpster fires and they do. They get out their lives.
Oh shit, yo! They witnessed the whole murder, bro. Mass murder. Got out the game and was just like, man, fuck this rent.
Yeah, they get out and realize that there's nothing really to go back to. So you might as well risk it, because or else you're gonna be living like this forever.
Dog. Episode 2 is called Hell. More than half of our players are killed. Yeah, some of them leave off the third clause, right? And dog, we get the reveals on what's at stake for everybody. Your boy Song Woo is in debt. Like, I didn't realize it was possible for some of these people to get to the astronomical numbers of debt they are in. Which I don't know what the currency translation is from one US dollar, but
and they were saying 34 billion. It's like 30 million dollars.
That's still a lot of money, though.
I mean, it wasn't, because none of them was that high. I'm not saying none of them was that high, because I ain't got that kind of money either. But I think the most somebody was in debt for was like 300 grand.
Okay, because they saying all these men. I'm just like, how are these regular ass people getting millions and millions in the hole? Like, damn.
They were like 3 billion won, but that's like it's like, I think that's around, because it's like 16 cents for every dollar.
Okay.
Or 16 tenths of a cent for every dollar, or something like that. So
yeah,
because even when they was eating the chicken platter, they was like, that'd be 10,000 won. I was like, 10,000 for some chicken? But
one won is like
$16.
One won is 84 cents.
Korean won is 84 cents.
One South Korean won is 84 cents.
Yeah.
So 100 US dollars is 119,000 Korean won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to what Banks was saying, I realized that a lot of their lives were messed up, but like once I realized like what the currency difference was, I'm not going back to that island. Like for some.
I'm not going back to the game.
Either. Yeah. Now that one guy, like the guy who was like in the mob, who was like the real like he should have went back, but like
the people who just owe money to, like, because they lost their job, no. I will find a way. I sell fruit. I do something.
Well, most of these people are degenerates. Like that's just what it is. You have a few like who are in positions to just work and honestly go get it, or people who just got taken advantage of. But most of them, for the most part, or at least they seem to illustrate that they are pretty much just degenerate. Like even our main character, he has a moment where he actually has some money. He comes up, and what does he do? He goes, gamble some more, win some more money. Then we find out, oh, you got all these other debts on top of this. It's like no matter what, he is exactly the type, his character type. He just can't get right. So that is why I did not agree with any of his moral standing throughout. And again, the show as it progresses, it explores that how he'll pivot when it's convenient. But episode 2, they all decide that it's time to go back. They'd rather compete in a murder game trial then live their ordinary life. Which, how bad does it have to be before you compete for for any amount like that?
Look, man.
Like, how bad does it have to be?
That's a good question. So, if I gotta be honest,
over here it's a little different. Because over there they was like, bro, we're gonna cut your kidney out. I was like, oh.
That's also true. Yeah, we
So
see the underworld over there.
It wasn't like just like I'm gonna go in bankruptcy. They're like, no, we're gonna cut your kidneys and your eyes out. I was like, all right, well, maybe I should go into this murder game.
Yeah, they're in dire straits, and it seems to be there's no hope or salvation. Like they can, even when he tries to go to report it to the police, like there's not everything's different in Korea, obviously. Like true to that. So yeah, when gangsters can just confiscate your organs as payment, I probably take the games over that.
Yeah,
if I'm in the situation,
I might not be asleep when they do it. Like who's to say y'all got local anesthesia to cut out my kidneys? So y'all might do what look.
That first, it's well established that he's going to be tortured because when Buddy ran up on him in the bathroom and licked his blood, it's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna feel every bit of that when he take your kidneys out. That's not even.
So yeah, I take that back. Maybe I won't sell fruit. Maybe I will just join the murder because I ain't getting my kidneys cut out while I'm awake.
Bro, you ain't cutting shit out of me. Feel me? Not a kidney, not a toenail.
The only thing you can be cutting it out is that. You better cut
you can't even cut my hair, fool. Yeah.
Cut it out. Cut it out, fool. Because you're not getting, I ain't doing it. So.
Yo, good one, fam. Good one. So yeah. Everybody gets back in the games. We get an introduction to the rest of our players. One guy attacks his boss for not the Indian dude. Or excuse me, he's not Indian. He's
Ali.
Pakistani.
My boy.
Yeah, Ali. He's Pakistani, I believe.
Yeah.
In the show, played by, I got the characters pulled up. I'd like to give him his flowers. Anupam Tripathi. Am I pronouncing that right? Tripathi. Anupam Tripathi.
Like I say with anime, I'm not good with names, fool. There's too many characters to introduce at one time.
Forgive me, but from here on forward, I will refer to him by his character name, Ali Abdul.
Ali. He's the only character's name I remember out the whole show because I like him that much. Don't say nothing negative about Ali on this podcast. I will cut this shit off.
Yeah, he was a good dude. His character.
He that's what got him killed. That's what got him killed.
This is Ali.
I know we're trying to we keep mentioning bad characters, but it's not that many good guys, good people in this.
Yeah, that's the point though. None of them are that good, can afford to be that good in the situation they're in. That's what I'm getting at. I don't think they understand, like, okay, so we'll get to it. Man with the Umbrella, episode 3. Jun-Ho, he infiltrates the games, disguises himself as a masked worker. This is the cop that's looking for his brother, right? And we start to see alliances being formed in the games. Second game that's going to be formed is this is the Dalgona where they have to
sugar cookie.
Yeah, the sugar cookie pick out with the what you call it. We get our first signs that Sang-woo's kind of shade tree or whatever, but fuck that. He's playing to win.
He's trash. He knew it was coming. He's trash.
Yeah, he playing to win though.
Man, fuck him.
I mean, he was the only one who actually kind of is figured out the shit. Like him and the girl were the only ones playing to win. The gangsters, like, dog. Vaughn, if we ever find ourselves in that situation, it's us versus everybody. If we sign up as teams, I want to point out something here.
But you gotta understand, him and the main character in Sang-woo were me and you. They knew each other. They was in it together.
Nah, they wasn't best friends like that, bro.
I'm saying though, they were working together. They were working together. And what you're saying is only one of us can win, so somebody gotta fuck somebody over. What you're telling me is you gonna fuck me over.
No, what I'm saying is it's us if we sign up together. Because I want to illustrate this point. This is something that stuck out to me watching. At this point, we start to see teams forming, but this is the precursor to the first night where we get to see that there's kind of no rules, right? None of them signed up as a team. So it's important to note, I think, that although these teams are forming, nowhere in the rules was it ever written that it's a team, meaning there's no way more than one of us walks out of this scenario.
So you're saying you would fuck me over?
I say if we sign up as a team, if it's 1-for-1, it's you got to fuck me up. If we're in the Squid Games, like
we could just try to escape, like.
Or we could just like not play the game and not go back and just be bums together.
I'm just saying.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. But if we go back to the games, like that's what I'm trying to illustrate is nobody seems to think about that. None of the characters thought about it. Like you don't sign up as a team. They all signed up one.
I know, but nowhere in the rules does it say that everybody has to die either. And that's what I think that people were trying to do in the games. Like when they start forming teams and alliances, you start thinking like, yo, you know, these people have my back. Why can't both of us win? Because it don't say that most people can't win.
Not until the final game, fifth game, do they kind of make that evident.
But it's not in the rules.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Because it's not clear and nowhere is in the rules, and it's not until the fifth game. Because
even when he says it, he says, you know, you don't have to die. Like, but the more people that die, the more money that goes in there. So people start being greedy and start knocking people off. For the simple fact they want more money. I mean, if I don't know what the future games are, so yeah, in theory, everybody could have made it out because we don't know what's ahead.
Well, it became clear by the sixth game, it was by design not for everybody to make it out. And then painfully evident by the final game at dinner when they handed each of them a knife, only one person's meant to win this. But they weren't very clear about those rules throughout most of the entirety of the game. So, you know. But I wonder at that end point, is there a scenario, because Sang-woo kind of kicked rolls with it, is there a scenario where they all could have just walked out, the three of them together? Do you think?
Yeah, I would have to go look at each game and each episode over again because I watched about a month ago. But
if I understood the final presentation correctly, if they didn't kill each other, they were going to just kill them and keep money. Like all three of them would die. Like that was the ultimatum given. Either one of y'all wins or all three of y'all die.
I thought if they didn't finish the game, they said like the money goes to like the dead people's relatives.
Yeah, the dead people.
Okay, and they would get nothing.
Well, I thought that was just one of the rules. Is like if nobody finished the game at all, because that's when they were leaving. They was like, "Hey, if y'all don't finish these games," when they made the decision to leave or stay, and they end up leaving, he's like, "Well, if nobody finishes the games, the money's going to go to the dead people."
But they would get nothing. Because he's trying to save Sang-woo, and he's like, "Nah, we can do this." But if him and Sang-woo don't finish the game, they get nothing. Everybody that's dead, their families get money. Is that correct?
I think. I don't know. Like I said, I had to go back and rewatch the entirety of the episode for the details. I just remember from that one part when they were voting to leave or not. They was like, if y'all leave right now, we're just gonna get the money to the dead people's families.
Okay, so if I'm our main character in that one, once again, shut the fuck up with your moral compass and kill this nigga, bro. Kill Sang-woo, bro. I don't know what he was thinking trying to say this, man. Like Sang-woo, he looked like, bro, you idiot. Hey, bro, if you don't kill this man and get this money, bro, and divvy it up to the families of the dead yourself. But he was literally gonna say, after all of that, everything you went through, man, fuck this. I want to save you, bro, and get nothing. You idiot. You could murk that nigga. He want to die anyway, because Sang-woo ain't trying to face the music for that. He done shamed his whole family name. He don't want to see his mama. He don't want to look her in the eyes again. Bro, take that money, divvy it up to the families of the dead, and go be something. This nigga pissed me off, bro. Episode 4.
What's the name? What's the name of episode?
Tug of War.
This is Stick to the Team. Episode 4 was Stick to the Team.
Is episode 4 Tug of War? Is that the free for all?
Stick to the Team is when a doctor secretly, we get the reveal that the doctors are harvesting organs.
Oh yeah,
that was scary. That was kind of scary. Because that black market shit is kind of real.
Ain't no kind of real. This shit is real. That's why
nobody's harvested my organs. So, but yeah,
hey, I'll ruin my shit on purpose before I let you harvest my organs, bro. If I'm in debt and you talking about cutting my shit out, I'm
Nigga
drinking
start drinking
Henny. I'm drinking
151.
Henny for the rest of the week.
Start pounding some what's that old
I'm drinking straight
Everclear?
Jaeger bomb.
Everclear all yeah. This liver ain't gonna be good. If I can't have it, nobody can.
And look, I'm about to stare straight into the sun. These eyes ain't worth shit. Just shoot me, dude. Get it over with. You might be cutting me up. Fuck that. You ain't getting nothing out of me.
Man said my eyes ain't gonna be worth shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, we get that reveal that our organs are being harvested. Prize money is increased. Let's see what else happens. We get the reveal that OG is suffering from a brain tumor. This is the night we get the riot.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I don't. This is. I hear go my thing. You talking about killing some who kill some who kill some. Why didn't they jump the gangster? Like it's 40. It's 257 of y'all in here. Why y'all?
I was about to get to that part.
Why y'all didn't take him out when y'all seen that he was trying to snatch people food? Like I mean, if he'll snatch his food, that means he'll snatch your food.
Hear me out. Right. Because this is when we've established that that people are dying down here. We've established that we're cut off, right? We've established that there essentially are no rules, and we've seen him taking food. Like all of my precautions at this point are out the window. First night in, I'm murking as many people as I can. That's just me. With my team, as these rules are laid before us as they are, and I see Yakuza doing what he want to do, I got my squad over here, build a fort. We fighting all night until it's whoever's left.
I just would have killed him.
Well, cut off the head, true enough, the body stops moving, but you got to kill him and a few around him because we get the reveal down the road that a couple of them was just following along with him, but they wasn't exactly, lackeys. So you got to take out him and a few of them.
I know, but I'm saying it was 5 of them. It's 257 people left in the game at this point.
Yeah.
Why didn't y'all just jump? It's 5 of them. Beat their ass. And one, like no offense, but one it's four dudes and 1 girl.
Yeah, but he was the only actual killer there. Like he's a Yakuza. The rest of them are
but he's a Yakuza with no power in here. Yakuza means something on the outside because if you fuck with him on the outside, the rest of the Yakuza, the people that he worked for, they'll come fuck you up. In here, it's y'all 5, it's 5 of y'all. The rest of the businessmen and gamblers over here.
They're not thinking like that, bro. Still. I'm with you. They should have been thinking like that.
They should have put the work in and got rid of him because he's clearly the problem. He's not a problem. He's the problem for the entire game. He's the one that orchestrated the riot.
Again, a lot of these people be holding on to these shackles that are just non-existent in these scenarios. Like you don't like moral soapbox. I'm sorry, bro, but you just saw him gut him and knife him, bro. What are you talking about? If you don't defend yourself and do something, my man. I'll save it when we get to because we're gonna circle back because at the end of episode 4 we get the tease for the tug of war game.
Yeah, about that whole like melee scene, where it's a big where it's a huge free for all. In my opinion, like I see where both of you all are coming from. If it was me. I'm not saying like I wouldn't go on the offensive, but I would mainly be. I guess this is kind of contradictory, but defensive proactive. So like I would almost kind of like in 300 in Sparta, where like you're going on the offensive, but you're waiting for the enemy to come to you, so that when they attack, like you're better prepared to attack them because like if you to me like in that situation if you're going out to kill people like it's so many people like there's no way you can like watch your 6 like all the time. I mean like I would rather like them like come in a sense come to me to where like I know well this is blocked off like they have to attack me from like either here or here and like I get what Banks is saying. Like that one guy, I mean, like if they're all thinking smartly, like I mean, he's the biggest. They're like he's the first person to take somebody out to where they fit where they learn that they can kill like people or whatnot. So I mean, I you would think he would be target number one.
That's not how psychology works, though.
I mean, but what I'm saying, he can't be the only motherfucker that's got that life in there. It's 257 of y'all in there.
But he was obviously the alpha of the scumbags because they fell right in line. Like, I mean, but those lines are defined in real life, though. Like stuff like that,
I
like
know,
not
but
necessarily
like,
to that extreme, but like the mindset and logic behind it. Because all of y'all, we're all making valid points to what the shoulda, coulda, woulda. However, to your point, Vaughn, I'm with you on that. Like, yeah, we take him out, we take a couple of them, the main lackeys, and we leave the rest of them to fend for, like
yeah,
with the
they can
threat
get in line with
removed,
whoever they
nobody's going to
think.
be, but that also means more murder. In the same sense, he does a lot of the heavy lifting too.
Fuck him. I would have murked his ass. Look, I'm not saying I'm
There's a few of them I
scumbag. I'm not
murked.
saying I'm scumbag number one. Like I'm not finna be the Yakuza dude. But I can be a middle of the pack scumbag and realize like, yo, I need 5, 6, 7, 8 more middle of the pack scumbags to kill this dude and his little 5 lackeys, or else he just gonna murder us whenever he feel like.
Pretty much, yeah. That night, he does in my world, he doesn't make it past that night. It's got to be
No.
one
When
of
I
those.
when I seen him stomp dude out because he stole somebody's food, I was like,
Yeah,
yo, that could have been
killed. Should have
anybody
killed
in
him
here.
right there.
That could have been anybody's food in here.
Should have broke
Like,
one
what's
of them
stopping him
Sprite bottles and
tomorrow from
stabbed him
taking
in his
everybody's
neck.
food? Kill
Yeah,
this man,
just stabbed him in his neck immediately.
bro. Whatever they had to eat and drink with in there, he would have caught it right in the neck, right in the eye, somewhere. 'Cause
Yeah. So
tomorrow it could have been one person's food. Tomorrow it's like ain't nobody eating unless I say you eat. And then what? Now you got a tyrant in the fucking game that you probably gonna die in. So no, he would have died. Off road.
so that's episode 4. Tug of War is next. Episode 5, A Fair World, and this is only a 9
It's
episodes. So
9
yeah,
episodes.
episode 5 was A Fair World, and this is the Tug of War episode. We get the reveal that the harvesters, the organ harvesters, were cheating to the doc. The
Yep.
front man executes all of them. So let's start with the Tug of War.
Tug of War. I don't know.
Did you,
Dude. I don't.
did
I
you
don't see
guys know
them.
that about tug of war? Like, if you has anybody ever tried that?
No, and I never will
No.
because
Yeah.
that seems like a bad idea.
I don't think that actually works against if it's too much strength on one side anyway. Like we've tried some strategies with tug of war, and if it's too much power on the other side, it don't matter what you try to do. People you getting your front person lets if they get yanked, it's a wrap. But yeah, I don't play tug of war and shit like that no more.
I
So.
played it once. No, I think I say once. I played it once that I got severe arm burn from the rope, and then that was my last time playing it. But I played it a lot as a kid. But my thing was just put it over your shoulder
Yeah,
and
the anchor
run.
somebody and take off at the
And
edges
take
and
off running.
take off. This is one of my my favorite games, one of the more interesting games.
I found what I found through my experiences through tug of war is if everybody like times their pool, like if you go like 1 2 3 pool 1 2 3 pool, that seems to work like better because like instead of everybody just pulling individually, if everybody times like their pool like at the same time, roughly at the same time, it's almost like it's it's al- it's almost what's a good way to explain it? Like let's say if if you got like 5 fingers, let's say this represents 5 people, but if you like close your fist, but this represents one. Well, this one is bigger than like the 5.
Talking about teamwork, Carl.
Yeah, so basically it's like when everybody pulls together, it feels like
Yeah,
one big
works
pool
together.
instead of.
Yeah. Team.
I thought you were supposed to grab the rope when you play tug of war. So you're not supposed to hold on to the same area. You're supposed to pull the rope and grab it as it's going back. That way they have less and less rope to pull on. That's what I thought you were supposed to do. But
All I know is the middle mark's supposed to go past a certain point. What? Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
what?
These players got off easy. I think the losers in this one.
How they fell to their death.
Yeah, they got quick deaths, quicker.
Oh.
Like it was less of an anticipation. You know, if you lost this one, they just fell straight down. Like that was. I
don't
feel
know.
like they got off. Well, unless
don't-
you happen to survive and then your organs got harvested while you were alive. That sucks.
Not even that, but I don't think falling to your death is good because like you screaming all the way down. I don't think nobody's like falling down. It's like I'm pretty sure they're screaming in terror.
You think niggas final moments is? I mean, maybe everybody's not screaming. Maybe some people just like, oh.
I heard them screaming. I heard them screaming on the show. I heard them screaming as they're falling. I'm pretty sure they weren't going straight down with a blank.
Hey, there had to be at least one Kawhi Leonard
just falling down like no. He was screaming.
There had to be at least one, bro. But I don't know, man. I just feel like they got off a little bit lighter than most, but yeah, Falls was pretty brutal, dog.
They fell pretty high too.
I mean, I feel like our protagonist only won because the script said they were supposed to.
Yeah, they definitely shouldn't have won that.
Like there were. Sorry, man. Let's just genetically they were. I don't know, dog. I want to see somebody in real life try that. I'm not going to because no, but I don't think that I don't know if that would have actually worked real and real.
Yeah, because like when they ran forward, took 3 steps forward, and all the people fell. I'm not gonna say they wouldn't have fallen because I'm not like a scientist. And I don't.
That was smart though. That was a smart.
I don't believe everybody on the team would have failed. I think they would have just kept pulling.
Yeah, there was some there was definitely the other team was just made out to be completely like. I understand the strategy, like to your point, Vaughn. There would have been a few of them in the back who was up, like
Especially,
we ain't.
Like the last 2 people in the back, they would have been up.
Yeah,
like the front dude might have failed because he's pulling.
Your front 2 or 3, maybe. Maybe
they're pulling with their feet probably off just the heels on the ground.
Yeah,
but the anchor.
That'd be interesting. That'd be something worth trying.
If you out there, let's do it. Let me see.
Yeah, you record yourself doing that, Carl, and let us.
Well, not just Carl. If people out there, if y'all want to try the Squid Game, send it to us so we can do our in-depth analysis. Why you probably
do a breakdown on that one. Some Boy Scouts or something. They do stuff like that. Tug of war shit.
We should get some little kids to do it. Put them on. Put some Squid Game suits on them. Have them out here doing tug of war.
Y'all know how to do stuff like this, right? It's been a while. Me.
Yeah.
But so also at the end of A Fair World episode 5, we get the reveal that the front man, he initiates a facility-wide manhunt for his little brother, who snuck on the island. And we learned that this game's been going for at least the better half of 30 years. And that our front man was the winner from 2015's games. So, all in the house. Episode 2. This is your boy. It's called Gambu. This is when they go play the old man. Playing with the rocks, the marbles.
Yeah.
Playing with the marbles. This is the death of crowd favorite Ali, which at some point we get a reveal that he's got a family.
Yeah.
And a wife and a son. And they're an asylum, but where are they at? They're not in South Korea anymore.
Huh?
His family. They're somewhere else.
I thought they went back to Pakistan when they got the money. He's telling them to go back home.
Okay, they went back to Pakistan. Okay.
Yeah, see, he said go back home and wait on me.
Okay. Yeah, so Y'all want to talk about it?
I mean, I ain't talking about no. This is the episode where my favorite character, the person who had no business, being in the position he was in a position he was in. So no, YouTube.
We actually don't
R.I.P.
even get the reveal
R.I.P.
of how
Ali.
he got so in debt. Like we know that he was working and wasn't getting paid.
Because he wasn't in debt. He was getting fucked over. So
Yeah, so
somebody else was
he just wasn't standing up for himself.
somebody else was causing his debt, not him. So
Yeah,
it's not
he
like,
just wasn't.
he didn't deserve to be there because everybody else's debt was self-inflicted. Ali was getting fucked
You
over.
say he didn't deserve it. At what point do you not stand up for yourself when you will continue like it's over and over and over and over?
He's a foreigner in a country with there's probably like 3 people that look like him in the entire 200-mile radius.
He still speaks Korean.
Yeah,
He's able to work.
He speaks Korean because he has a work visa. He has to speak the language to work there, but he can't just be like, "Hey, motherfucker, give me my money."
yeah. Can we call this what it is?
It's
Like,
racism.
well, I was gonna say, I was gonna say this is basically writing giving us a character to like, so we kind of
So they can kill
feel
him.
bad because in all due aspect, I don't think Ali's coming back to the island.
Yeah, I don't think Ali. Yeah, and given the situation, seeing like folk have, well, I don't know, because he did push dude into that a paper presser.
Yeah.
And
So maybe
cut all
he's
his-
running from that, and he needs the money.
He's running from that. He has no other choice.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I get the feeling that as a character, yeah, he's getting taken advantage of, and there's stuff that's happening beyond his control. But to an extent, he's not doing much that he could be doing to be like he doesn't even stand up for himself. Period. Like it's been ongoing for a long time, I guess, because he's in this ridiculous amount of debt. But to the point is, in this game, Song-woo plays him. It's like, yo, you couldn't have been thinking about your wife and your son to think that and back to my point when I brought up that there's no teams in this. Nah, fool, I'm not giving you my fucking marbles. You don't need, like, they fine with me. What I need to give you the marbles for? Who gonna take them from me? Like, that was just stupidity. The way that was executed, and I understand he's supposed to be the good person, like, but nah, nigga, you can't be too good, bro. I'm sorry. There was no logical reason to give Song-woo.
If I see you in the street, I'm gonna beat your ass.
There was no reason. And the way Song-woo pitched him, just in case somebody tries to take him from you, who gonna take him from me? The guard's gonna shoot. Like, who gonna take him from me, bro? No, that's not happening nowhere around us, bro. We just saw somebody try to take somebody's and they got shot in the fucking head. So that was just a little too gullible for me, man.
Song-woo, if I see you in the street, it's on site. R.I.P.
Ali did it to himself, bro.
Nah, man.
Ali did it to himself, dog.
Nah,
I didn't
man.
feel sorry for him. I was like, you fucking idiot. I was like,
I see you in the street, Song-woo.
You can't be. And Song-woo a dirtbag for playing him like that.
Understand, Song-woo. Look at me. Look at me. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Ali was bogus for not even thinking. He wasn't even thinking. Bro.
Look, hey, if you the actor that plays Song-woo, you better put on a fake mustache.
Maybe because as a father, I just don't see it because I'm like, there's no Song-woo don't even have kids, bro. There's no way I'm giving you my only ticket up out this bitch when I got little man at home and I know he waiting on me. Like, there's no, and I know the penalty is death. Nah, bro. I'm not voting that you a better person, that is beneath you. Because as we've seen throughout the entirety of these games up until this point, nothing is beneath them. Ali knows this. He knows better at this point. So I don't know. Maybe he wanted to die. Carl, your take?
On the dead homie, I'm beating your ass, Song-woo.
And I felt bad about it. It's just I felt bad that I felt angry because Ali was that stupid.
Yeah,
maybe his upbringing.
I think he was just written. He was just written as a character for us to feel sorry for and to like. Honestly,
I wasn't gonna let them suck me in because they've done that before. I was like, no, I'm not feeling sorry for this nigga. That's stupid. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have gave him your. And the way he played him, bro. Like, bro, come on, man. It was so obvious, man. When he turned his head and you could hear the shuffling, like. he stuffed the sack full of rocks instead of marbles.
Yeah.
Swapped them out. So it's like,
Yeah.
man, come on, bro. But yeah, Ali gets capped, and this is when we see our main character uh pivot from his moral soapbox and quote unquote take advantage of Oyam, the old man who remembers his name before he is quote unquote killed. And yeah, when they get back in, oh, we also see this is when Yakuza dies, right?
No,
No,
it's not.
you put the dies on the
He dies
glass.
in the next one. This is when the
Yeah,
girl
okay, yeah,
got.
he almost died. The girl.
This is when the girl kind of the other girl kind of basically just got kind of sacrificed herself.
Yeah, yeah. They had found that straggler. And she seemed like she was gonna be cool, but she chose at least to go. I guess the message there was she chose to go on her own terms, which I can dig that. Um, yeah, this is a real personal episode. This one was kind of I guess the final cards were set for the final act of the show because the lines are clearly like there's been a lot of build up to this point with Wu that he's kind of shade tree, but at this point you see 100%. Yeah, the mask is off. He's all about him.
Oh, you know what? You know what I forgot about this episode? The best part of this episode was at the end. Old girl who's like begging to be on like in somebody's team,
Yeah.
and like they go back to the crib, and she's there, and like no, I don't think anybody expects her to be alive. Like,
Yeah, because so apparently she gets a pass by a clause in the game because she didn't have a partner to play this game and you needed a partner. So she actually gets to sit out and gets a freebie, gets to eat whatever, chill, and yeah. So all the losers are shot in the head. And that is the end of Ganbu. And episode 7, VIPs. So we
I think this whole episode was a red herring.
elaborate.
Well, the VIPs weren't actually who you thought they were.
Of course.
You thinking that they're behind the whole game because they're the VIPs and they're the ones that are orchestrating it, but it's really not. So I think adding that, and I don't think it's needed, but
Hmm. We I mean, yeah, we surprise, right? I mean, but were we really that surprised?
no, no.
It's,
It's
it's
like
same formula for the past Genesis since the beginning, right? Group of wealthy individuals, mass secret society, whatever. You know, there are the 1%ers, obviously.
yeah. But I mean, even though they're masking, doing all, they're not actually behind it. They're kind of just like doing it for entertainment purposes and just betting on people.
Yeah, there's no real
kind of
reason
like the
to it.
purge.
Yeah, it's the rich preying on the poor, right? We've seen that same theory and theme over which it doesn't get old, but
It kind
this
of
is the
yeah, it kind of reminded me of like the purge too.
Yeah, well, they were just up there just seeing who would make it.
yeah. This is also the glass episode with the bridge of glass where our remaining players are forced to cross over what I'm guessing is something like a plexiglass and then thin glass, that can just break. But they've got to get across this bridge. And by design, unless you're some sort of glass specialist, it's 100% trial and error in this game, right? So it's to your advantage to be at the end of the line, obviously.
Hey, that one dude he kind of bucked the system when he ran. Forgot I don't know what his character's name, but when he ran, like he made it hard for people to remember what was what.
I think that was player 69 who had to kill his wife in the marble game previously, and he ran and committed suicide. So
I thought that was lame too, man. I mean,
you just said it was what?
He said
no,
he
like
bucked the system.
the guy who committed suicide after like he had like after after his wife had got killed, bro. Like, I mean, you gonna waste the sacrifice? Like, I mean,
People grieve how they grieve, but yeah, yeah. That was more heartbreaking than Ali because they didn't see that. Obviously, they were trying to play husband and wife it together and get out of debt together. They didn't see that coming, that they would be forced to kill one another. And that was a little more heartbreaking to me than Ali. Seeing that reveal, knowing that he killed his wife, and I was like, ah, damn, that was fucked up. But this whole glass, this whole episode, this was just tricky. I mean, yeah, same fall pit, but one of our middle characters is like worked in a glass factory for 30 years or some shit, so he could tell the difference.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell anybody in front of him because he's a jerk. So,
Well, I mean, he makes a good point though, man. Like a lot of these guys, especially it's I mean, a lot of these cats like in front of him, they're not doing him the same courtesy. So I mean, I don't blame him in that way.
again, I've made my decision. Yeah, it's you got to survive, bro. So I'm not mad at him at all either. Just to the players behind him, he's just like they're like, well, dude, if you knew this, you could have been said something. And they get to the end. They're doing good with it. But the VIPs induce a cheat code, kind of rigged the game, which they turn the lights off at the end, which is bullshit.
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing why I don't understand. So yeah, I get it that they get him in the end by cutting off the lights, but my man only has like one step, and I get it. Like you don't want to take that chance, but time is running out. I mean, what you got to do at some
Why,
point, you got to
why did
pick, or you're not gonna make it. Like what
why didn't they just walk on the frames?
what'd you say,
Mm.
Banks?
Why didn't like when they got towards the end? Why didn't they just walk on the frames? Because instead of putting all your pressure on the glass,
Right.
Yeah,
the glass is being held up by something and
that's true.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the glass were squares, right?
Yeah,
That
Right.
means it's at least one, two, three, four metal bars you could have just walked on. Why not just step sideways and step on the metal bars towards the end? I'm not saying doing it all the way across because probably would have failed.
Yeah,
But
probably. But yeah, at some point, you're right. When you just a little bit left to go, I
yeah, it's
might
like
risk it.
just walk on the metal. I'm pretty sure the whole thing not gonna fall down.
Yeah, I might take that shot, honestly.
that's a good point.
A
You pretty
couple
much
quick
monkey
steps
barred across.
and a couple quick steps in a dive to the other side. You might be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you pretty much could have monkey barred across the metal framework of it, instead of just walking on the glass. You could have broke all the glass and monkey barred
Yeah,
across.
that's true. That's 100%. They didn't say how to cross. It just said you had to cross in this time
Yeah, they
window.
don't. I'm saying for a lot of the games, they don't give you rules. They're just like, look, here's your objective. However you get there is how you get there.
I think I take my chances monkey barring across than
Yeah, I would monkey
risking it
bar
with the
across that
glass.
thing.
Yeah, I'm risking that. Because at least that way, if I fall on my own accord. I'm not going for the breakaway glass surprise. Like, oh shit.
Oh!
I'm not like that brief. Exactly, bro. That brief, like, there's that moment where you jump and you think you good, then you hear that, oh shit, your shit just
Yeah,
give way.
just walk
Nah,
across this how you walk across the top of the monkey bars. You put your feet on the back, put your hands on the front, and you just ladder it
yeah,
across.
bro. Yeah, but so we get that whole reveal that these VIPs are nasty rich pervs. They get what they want, and one of them gets murdered, right? Um, by our detective that snuck on to the island. Which
Does he
the
murder
entire
him, or
time
does he
they're on
murder
this.
him, or does he just knock him out?
I thought he killed him. Did he not?
Because he didn't have that many bullets. I'm not too sure.
Well, I thought he choked him out, maybe.
Oh,
But
yeah, he could have choked him out.
I mean, so yeah, he chokes out one of the VIPs, and that leads us to episode 8, which is the front man. So we get our 3 finalists. our Glassmaster in the last episode, as they get to the end, right when it's enough space for them all to kind of, like you said, any of them to walk the rails, but they cut the lights off and the glass man makes the wrong call. No, Sanwoo pushed him, didn't he?
Yeah, someone pushed that
Yeah.
man.
Sanwoo pushed that man. And he goes through some glass, and so
All the chest kicked Song Woo across right back into that glass when he jumped over. I was like, bro, that's unnecessary.
dude is weak though. That's why he won't. To the point, he's so weak, he can't even kill Sanwoo. Sanwoo got to kill himself. Like Buddy is extra weak, dog. He weak sauce. But I always want to tell somebody some shit. But they now here's the part that didn't make sense. Why'd they blow up the remaining glass?
Why they blow up what?
The remaining glass.
To kill whoever was still on there towards the end of the game.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
Yeah. One time right now.
Damn, that would have been cool to see somebody get caught.
I know, right? You should love some people on there.
Like I wouldn't have minded like one straggler just to see what happened. Like, oh damn.
Yeah, instead they went with the Matrix slow motion.
Yeah.
Glass barely touching people's faces and stuff. That glass would hit you dead in your fucking kidney, bro. You'd have died.
Which it does. We see Hong Joon. She get
murked.
What's her character's name? Kang Sabok.
I call it pickpocket.
I said this at the very beginning. I do not know these people's names except for Ali.
I should have watched this again before, so I could at least got up on the pronunciation.
I'm real bad about that, and it's not even just foreign shows. Like I don't know none of the characters' names on. Damn, I forgot the whole show name except Marty Bird from Ozark. Marty Bird is the only person I know from Ozark, and I've watched almost 5 seasons of that, and I don't know nobody else's name on it except Marty. I'm just not good at names when it comes to shows. So don't be on here in the chat calling me racist.
Yeah, I'm that way about some shows. I remember for Snowfall, I didn't know anybody's name.
Yeah, I don't know. Only person I know is Franklin.
Yeah.
I remember Snowfall because them names just so Franklin, Jerome, Leon, like there's some basic ass names.
No, it's not that I can't remember their names. It's not that. It's just like when it comes to like the characters, I don't really be listening to what their names are. It's just like just following along with the story. So I don't be like knowing the people's names. That's all. And I probably should stop doing that. I should probably like memorize their names.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I didn't learn Reed's name until like season 3.
Yeah.
I don't think Reed revealed his name.
I be saying shit like CIA dude.
Yeah, well, for the record,
I be saying shit like CIA dude and fucking dude the afro.
Reed didn't reveal his name till like season 3. I don't think he's like for a large part of the first season or 2. He doesn't. He's got a fake name. I think he's going by, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna go back and have to rewatch that.
So yeah,
but season 5 is on the way. Excuse me, not season 5. Are we on season 5 or season 6 so far?
I'm not even sure what season we're on. I think it might be season 5. I don't know.
I
don't want to get too far off topic. I just don't want people thinking that like.
We got another one coming for Snowfall, I believe, because Franklin did that little Kaiser Sose walk at the end, which I think was, and then there was some tweets confirming that I think a 5th season was on the way. So, but yeah, episode 8, we're in the end game. Our main characters, they're given a fancy steak dinner, aka a last meal. They're dressed up in some nice tuxes, butler style, and they're each handed a knife. We do see that Kang, that glass explosion, she got some in her side, kidneys, liver. She's bleeding out pretty bad. She's gonna die. We get the reveal that the front man and the detective are brothers.
I kind of knew that from looking in the books. When he was like looking through the books and seeing that his brother won the game, I was like, that's his brother in the black suit, so he can keep making money. Yeah, that was pretty. I think they foreshadowed that pretty well because there was no mention of a brother. Like no, it was kind of on the nose, pointing us in that right direction the entire time. So, but this final scene,
we what Sang Woo kills the girl, right? She's bleeding out, but I mean, I guess he takes it upon himself to put her out of her misery. Um, and they're delivered the final game, which is going to be a Squid Game, which is the name of our show. So, y'all's thoughts on this final episode 8?
I don't think it should have been Songwoo. Songwoo should have died a long time ago. Songwoo, if I see you in the street,
Well, who then if not Sang Woo?
They made it pretty easy.
Because
to
truth
hate
be
Sun
told,
Woo.
Sang Woo plays the game. He's the only one that's actually playing the not just the games they're playing, because Squid, it's 2 games. There's the games you're playing to survive, but you're also playing the another game like outside of the games they're playing. Sang Woo is the only one who's actually playing the full game the entire time.
how so?
You see, he's doing everything to like survive himself, to get himself there. Like he's playing, he's manipulating, he's doing. I'm not saying it's right, but he's playing both games. He's playing survival in the games. He's playing survival in the bunks, in the barracks. Like he's playing it all the way to the end. Like fuck you if you're not me. I honestly, after the last episode when he pushed the Glass Master, I think that was a firm establishment, at least a point for Sang Woo, where he tells the main character, Lee, he's like, dude, if it had been you in front of me, I'd have pushed you. Like that's kind of the sentiment I think that he's giving off at this point. Like, nigga, I'm trying to win this shit. Fuck all that.
So he's no
I
better
think-
than the. So he's the Yakuza that he was so scared of. Like he's
Yeah,
no better.
pretty much. His character progression, he does a complete 180 from where, because that's Sang Woo starts off kind of weak and feeble, seemingly, but we know he's calculated, right? Because all the embezzlement and the legal trouble he's in. So he's got some sort of tenacity to him, right? But he's a very unassuming, his viciousness. And the whole time, yeah, you're right. He's presented as to be like, they're afraid of the Yakuza, but essentially, Sang Woo proves himself to be the biggest monster of them all.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's the only one like just doing just full on out playing the game. I think the Yakuza guy, like he's
the Yakuza.
just
That's
as
it.
much as ruthless as anybody there. But I think the difference is Sang Woo, he's not just playing the game from a physical standpoint, he's also playing it from a mental standpoint as well. Like he's playing with a lot of people's like minds and like emotions and like he's
Did I
tugging
not
on
just
people.
say that
He's-
with the manipulation piece, bro? Did
Huh?
I not just say that with how his manipulation and all that, like how he's manipulating people?
No, I thought you were talking about like how he was just saying like he's just like he's the only one playing like really playing the game. And like I don't feel like he's the only one really playing the game. I think he's just the only one like really using like
No, I talked about directly. I said his manipulation tactics. Like you're basically reiterating the same point I just said, bro. Like that's I was talking about.
my
that.
bad. I didn't my bad. Sorry. My bad. I didn't hear that part.
Go ahead, finish your point, man. That's cool. I mean, just
No, that was just the point I was making. I felt I liked I like Sanwoo's mental attacks. I think him and the main character, I feel like they pull off the best mental attacks. But like when like the main character when he's talking to the Yakuza and he's like when the Yakuza's like, we're coming for you tonight. He was like, well, how do you trust the people like around you? Like you got all these like killers around you as well. Like if I was them, I'd take you out.
that's the first time I think in the entire series, our main character actually does something somewhat funny. Couldn't have come at a better time, but may have come too late. And that's what I'm not understanding about his character dynamic, and maybe the translation offsets that because he does that, then pivots and turns right back around and goes to the "we're better than this" shtick. And it's like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I just like the fact, yeah, Song Woo's character progression, he or maybe it's the fact that they focus on, they illustrate better how he's playing the game in every facet, not just in the actual games, but they really highlighted how he's definitely pulling strings and manipulating people pre-game, in-game, post-game, whatever, by any means necessary. Pretty much is the label with Song Woo. So, and really, with the reveal of how deep in debt he is and what he did, he has no kids. Like our main character has something, an attachment to at least stand on morally. The fact that he has a little girl, a daughter, a kid out there that looks up, he has something that attaches him to having some sort of level of a morality. Song Woo has none of that. He's already brought shame to his mother, his family. He's kind of very much in a leave it all on the table position, and he follows through on that because it's either I win all this money or I die trying. There's no way. I guess Song Woo in his mind is made up. He's not facing that music because we see he commit suicide at the end.
So why didn't he just kill himself in the beginning?
Because he was trying to win the money, I believe. That was the point.
I know.
he wanted to win the money, and if he
but in the end, he ended up just letting them win anyway. So like,
he was fucked up. He couldn't. I don't think he was going to be able to get that money. There was a reason Song Woo killed himself. He was down. Like he wasn't finna get up and face. He still had the legal charges. There was something that was stopping him from, because even what's the name? He tries to. There's a way for us both to walk out of here, but Song Woo still has to face all the embezzlement and all that bullshit. And I don't think he's getting any of the money, so he just ends that shit. But I have to go back and rewind.
Earlier instead of killing my boy Ali, Song Woo, if I see you in the street, dog.
So yeah, they play the Squid Game. We get the reveal that Oyam was one of the VIPs the entire time.
No, he wasn't one of the VIPs. He was the person running all the games from the beginning.
Oh, is that what that was about?
Yeah,
I thought he was just one of the VIPs.
Yeah, the VIPs was a red herring because he was the one that was behind the whole thing.
Oh,
he had so much money. He had so much money, he got bored and just started offering it to people.
But see, I was wondering why the focus on him as one of the VIPs. Like, what did he do to get so much money where he was able to do all of that?
I have no idea.
They never explained that. So
yeah, that's why I said the VIP episodes wasn't really needed because it was just a red herring to make you think that the VIPs were a collective of people when it's really just him, and he invited those people just to come and watch the games and gamble. So like it was really just him behind the whole thing.
Yeah, I figured there was something more to that old man when they didn't show his death, which is always for those who don't know, that's always a sign, a sprinkle.
Movies,
all that build up.
Die, they are not dead.
Yeah, because mind you, the entire series we've been seeing people die. So why would we now not see the old man get it? But yeah, I figured there was more to that story. But yeah, it comes out. It turns out it's a year later. He invites Lee to meet him somewhere, and he's in a hospital bed on his literal deathbed, and kind of just gives him the reveal of the games and why he put them together, and yeah, our man wins the money, dyes his hair.
Who's the boy?
Boy, Carl.
Who's the boy at the end?
What?
Oh boy.
Remember the boy he gives?
Oh, the little girl. That's the girl's little brother in the orphanage. Remember, she had a little brother in the orphanage. She was
the girl that died in the glass. She was trying to get him out of there because didn't they parents die or something like that, and she was like keeping it away from them that they were dead.
Yeah, something like that.
Because he kept asking when they coming back.
Yeah, I think her parents were in debt too, or something like that, and they died. Something happened, but yeah. So.
But yeah.
But so in the final moments of the last episode, Lee Jung Hae is about to get on the airplane. He's talking to his daughter because she's moved to America with her mom and stepdad, and he sees somebody in the train station playing the same game that got him looped into Squid Games. and he goes and chases after the guy sees the same gentleman. Doesn't find him, but finds the card. And he gets to the airport, and as he's about to get on the airplane to 30 mil in the bank, about to fly to America, start his new life, be a dad, that the dad that his little girl always wanted. He says, "Nah, I got to go play the game.
I got to stop the Squid Games from happening because
I gotta-
5 years from now, 10 years from now, 11 years from now, it could be my daughter in Squid Games."
Not if you just be smart with the fucking money, you idiot. Make some
Well, I'm saying not
investments and be a
everybody.
dad.
That's what I'm saying. Not everybody in there was end up in debt because of not being smart with money. Sometimes they company tank.
I'm not seeing it with Lee in his situation. I'm getting on the plane. I'm going to be a father. I'm not going back to play no more Squid Games.
I'm just telling you.
I'm not trying to take that machine down from the inside. I'm taking that little money because, mind you, I killed a bunch of people too. I'm just as liable for all of the shit that I went through. Yes, I won some money, but nigga, taking down that means I have to own up to the fact that there was 456 other players, bro. I won. Explain that in any court. Even though I brought him,
I didn't shoot nobody. I didn't push nobody. I didn't.
Oh no, he killed. He did. He got somebody.
Outside of the tug of war. Outside of the tug of war, who was his body count?
Like, come on, bro. I have to rewatch to get that. But I mean, he's responsible as the winner. There's some you can't shake that. Like, bro, you killed some. You had a hand in some death. So I'm getting on the plane. If I'm in his position, I'm just fuck that.
I'm just telling you why he did it. I ain't saying I wouldn't get on the plane either. But who's next year? He could be like, man, I didn't pay taxes. You owe us $30 million for this house you bought. I'm back in Squid Games anyway.
Back Squid Games too.
I'm back in there. I'm telling you why he did it. He's a type of character that thinks about the greater good, which is why he was always trying to save as many people as he could.
No, that's a sharp. He's not that character. He pivots between being that character when it's convenient in the games. We very much get early on because, mind you, fam, he left his mama to die to go play this fucking game again, bro.
His mama told him to get the fuck out.
He had some money he could have got some shit. Like, no, bro, this man, he is a fucking bum who suddenly decides it's on him to do things that are beyond his means. As I think they may revisit that concept because Son Woo told us, like, dude, you always trying to do shit and you always fucking up because that ain't you.
Well,
like, he is a fuck up.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So, for you to always be trying to do something and it don't work out, it means you're trying to do something. It's not like you just a bum or you just like, oh, I don't feel like doing nothing. I'm gonna just sit on my ass and do drugs.
I want to point out that the point was it's how he's doing things. He's not always trying to do the right thing. Sometimes he may be trying to do the right thing, but it's misguided. But he always is making situations worse when it doesn't need to be. Like, instead of doing what he's told to do or what needs to be done,
that ain't in Son Woo's position to say that because Son Woo deliberately killed people when he could have tried to help
that was
people.
The point of them having that conversation is because he was talking down to Son Woo, like, how could you? And Son Woo was reminding him of exactly who he is.
No, Son Woo was just mad because somebody put it in his face when he actually did it.
Son Woo knew that. Son Woo knew that shit too. He didn't try to hide from it. Son Woo was pointing out, like, let's not forget who you are while you trying to talk down to some people. Son Woo was trying to illustrate, and to his point, that he's not wrong. Our character, like, bro,
I didn't push somebody into some damn glass and kill Ali, who ain't did shit to nobody this whole entire time.
Son Woo was Ali killed himself.
Hey, man. Ali killed himself. If I see you in the streets, dog.
Ali killed himself, bro. He wasn't.
Nah, bro. Son Woo kills Ali. If I see you,
give me your rocks. I'm gonna hold on to it so nobody takes them from you. Yeah, you telling me I'm
okay,
a bitch
person
ass nigga?
Who I've been
saying I'm a
hand
bitch
in
ass
hand with
nigga? Son?
No. Let's really break that. No, let's really break that down. Hey, give me your rocks because I'm going to help you like I've been helping you.
I wouldn't give you my rocks, Vaughn.
No. Listen, I'm Ali. Son Woo.
I'm not giving you my rocks, bro.
Man, look. Let me help.
And you better not give me your rocks, Vaughn.
Let me continue to help you like I've been doing. Doing strategies together like we've been doing things together like we've been doing since we got in here to make sure we get further into the game and don't die. Yeah, you can trust me. Oh yeah, I can trust you.
Ali was looking too far into that,
bro.
I'm not. Bro, I know what you're saying, but Ali was putting too much trust into that because I'm the whole time. Ali should have been a little more cunning because if I'm Ali, I'm thinking, yeah, we might have done some shit, but that was then. This is now, bro.
Bro,
I got to get home to my son.
fuck Son Woo.
Fuck them both.
I'm stomping that bitch out when I see him, dog.
You got to go to the Squid Games to stop them out, which they are
Bro,
doing the
no, I
real
don't.
Squid Games in Abu Dhabi. I saw.
Huh?
Non-lethal, but they are hosting a real Squid Games in Abu Dhabi, a non-lethal, where participants can come sign up and you can participate in the 6 games that were done. Which I don't know how they're going to do. The glass thing is again, it's non-lethal, so I don't know if it's actual like what they're going to do, but they've got some games that they're hosting and people can come. And I don't know if there's prize money involved, but you know, in light of the success of the show, that's a thing that's happening. So.
Son Woo
Go
better
sign
not
up,
be
man.
there.
Yeah, go find your Son Woo, bro.
He better not be there, dog. I'm slapping the dog shit out of his ass.
Oh, my man got it in for Son Woo. But yeah.
Because it's said, that's my thing about cruel people in situations like that. The situation never says you have to do people like that. It only says you just have to survive. And a lot of the times you didn't have to do the stuff that you did to survive. You're pretty much becoming the people in the outside world who put you in the predicament that you're in now. You're becoming a pariah and feeding on people when you could just be assisting people so they don't end up in situations where they're 60, a lot of money.
I think by design, that's what the games are supposed to do, though. Like that's what the eventual point. Like it forces you to kind of go that route. Like by the old man.
It don't say that nowhere in the rule book. Why did he push that dude in the glass?
There's never been anywhere in the 30 years of the games multiple winners. There's only one.
It don't. That's probably because in situations people become pariahs. That's the whole thing of the whole thing was about lawlessness.
But you don't win the money. That's what I'm saying. Like you might not be wrong. You're probably not wrong. But the point being, you go through all that, and if you don't finish the game, you don't win the money. So there may be some people out there who played the game who just didn't see it through and didn't win and just went back to their reality.
Oh no, that book had a winner for every year.
Okay, so there's no.
That book had a winner. That book had no empty slots. That book.
Well, my next question was going to be in light of that is okay. If they're forced to that, then are you saying there should be somebody at some point that says no and just walks and deals with the trauma of going through all of that to get to the end and be like, no?
I'm pretty sure, given the fact that he says up front, nobody has to die. We want to just help y'all. You don't have to die.
Wait, where did in the rules did it say that you don't have to die?
He says that in the very beginning
the old man says that.
No. The dude in the black mask or the speaking voice, because the dude in the black mask hadn't been seen yet. But he was like, we just want to help you. You don't.
I don't remember him saying exclusively nobody has to die.
It was when they were showing the big globe of money. And the first person had died, and they was telling you how the money goes into the thing, and everybody was scared because everybody just got shot.
He said that the more people are eliminated, the more money. So I don't know where.
And he says you don't have to die. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. That's what he says.
I think he's making two different statements. As in, you don't have to die. Like we're gonna kill you, but these games
no. If the games are set up to be only one winner, then you are here to hurt me. You're here to make sure everybody here dies but one person.
But what I'm saying is the penalty. If the penalty of the games is death by elimination, well, I think what they're saying is in that moment you don't have to die right here. We're explaining the rules, but when you play these games, yes, you are risking your life at each game. I don't know.
I know you're risking your life, but the game it's. Him saying I'm not here to hurt you is saying that you don't have to lose the game. Nobody has to lose. Like with the sugar cookie thing. The only reason people lost is because they broke it. So if nobody would have broke that cookie, everybody would have kept going. In the glass thing, if everybody would have just walked across the glass, everybody would have made it. There's only one game left.
That's true.
Nobody that's the whole thing. The whole show is about.
How does everybody walk across the glass and not break and not drop?
No, he's saying like in theory.
I'm saying in theory, if everybody makes it across, then nobody dies. There's nothing in the
game. You saying a lot of things in theory, but I just don't. That's not how in theory, sure, but by design, that's not how none of that was going.
No, by design, if there's nothing in the game that's set up that absolutely makes people die. If you find a way around it, and you find a way around it, there's nothing saying only one person.
I think the
only
games are
one person
geared
can.
towards people having to die because once you having to kill somebody, because once the first game is set and you see the murder, that's their way of getting you just as in bed, your hands are dirty. Like I think that's part of the loop in with if you're gonna get this
It's
money, your
not,
hands
because
got to
like,
get dirty.
because listen, even in the tug of war game, what if both people pulled and the rope didn't go and nobody got pulled across? And the rope would have just cut in the middle and they both would have just fell backwards. They're pushing to thinking you have to kill people. There's nobody. He didn't say, "Hey, if nobody wins, we're gonna shoot both of y'all." They're thinking, "Hey, here's the premise of the game, and then go." So most people think, well, in survival mode, I'm just gonna try to pull them over. When in actuality, all you had to do is just let the time run out and let the rope cut down the middle to where nobody dies in the game. That's what I'm saying. It turns people into pariahs, which Sung Woo turned into, killing people he was close to, regardless of the game saying anything about, hey, here's the rules, go with that as you may. Not, oh, only one of y'all can survive in this game. It didn't say that. It just says, here's the rules to the game, do with that as you may, and then people
At the
turn into
end,
pariahs.
they very much said only one of y'all is walking with. At the end, and that's what I'm saying. It gets to a point where they don't reveal that at first, but at some point in the game, just reveal that only one person was walking with his money. Like they told them that at the end when he was trying to play dumb. What's the knives for? The voice they were kind of like, yeah, one of y'all got to win. I mean, our Lee tried to not like he tried to because Song Woo kills the girl. He tries to find a way for him and Song Woo to walk, but that results in them not getting the money. And Song Woo was like, bro, don't be dumb. Like,
Does anybody remember what the exact rules for Squid Game is? Because I mean, it's not obviously it's not an American game, and we're not familiar with it.
You have to on one foot for the first draw the house or whatever, the square, whatever. You have to on one foot hop for the first to the first gateway. Then it's a shove match, I guess. You have to try to get past whoever's there, the defender, to run to the next gateway. And when you're at the third gateway, if you can get past them, then it's a reset. Then you have to charge to get to the head without being pushed out of bounds or some shit.
So technically,
and if they play the game and nobody wins, they still played the game. The game's finished. It just ends in a draw.
But then they wouldn't get the money.
I know, but no, he said if you don't win, he said if you don't play the game, you don't get the money. They played the game.
Yeah.
Song Woo was going to be killed regardless. They was going because he lost. They was going to eliminate Song Woo regardless. He was going to die.
What I'm saying is there are loopholes to every game, like in basketball.
Oh, is there a loophole to Squid Game? That I don't know because I didn't grab all the rules.
Well, I'm saying if their stipulation is you have to play the game or you don't get the money. Okay, we play the game, but nobody beats anybody. We play the game by your rules.
I don't know if there's a way to stalemate Squid Game. That actual game, I don't know the rules.
Well, I'm saying you just have to grab the egg without being, or just do a certain thing without being pushed out of bounds. And if both people accomplish the goal without being pushed out of bounds, then it's a draw.
No, because if you touch the head, the other person, the defender, loses. If you touch the head they lose. So there's no way to draw that.
Was there a time limit on the game?
Based on the rules given us.
Was there a time limit on it?
I don't know.
Yeah. But it isn't in theory, if there's more than two people who make it to the last game, don't you have like multiple winners though?
Not in 30 years of the games. We've never had that.
I'm saying like let's say you have 6 people.
No, I've said that repeatedly. So at the final in the steak dinner, when they hand them the knives, they are very clear one of you is walking out of here with that money. Like there's one winner. They give them that ultimatum. Song Woo kills old girl, puts her out of her misery, and it comes down to him versus so-and-so for Squid Game.
Yeah, but he didn't have to do that.
No, she could have made it to Squid Game. The 3 of them could play, but it was very clear that only one winner. Like when they surrounded them in that final, they kind of outlined that like, yeah, one of y'all is gonna win, or not. But that's the only way they get the money. So that's the ultimatum they face. It's exactly what Vaughn said. But I don't know if there's any way for them to all live and not get the money, which is the point. They're trying to figure out a way for everybody to live and take the money. I don't know if there's a way because that's not clearly outlined.
But that's what I'm saying. Son Wu wasn't trying to do that. He's not trying to figure out how we all.
Yeah, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's
just
not
trying
at
to
all.
murder people. Eventually, he just becomes a murderer.
I think he realizes at some point there's no way to like in thinking in the scenario. How do we get to this point? Like, because again, I'm saying that the games are kind of funneling them towards this winner take all. Like, you have to do that. There's no after the with like the Gonball game. That's very 1-to-1. I win, you lose. One of us has to die. There's no way for both of them to win that game. There's no way for draw. There's no stalemate. The loser is dying in that game. There's no way for him. The bullshit he sent Ali off to do that wasn't going to happen. Nobody else was going to try to play y'all. Like, there's no teams, none of that. It was by design that there's going to be eventually dwindle down to one. Darwinism, right? It's natural selection. Put these people in these impossible situations, these possible debts, give them all this money, their dreams come true, remove the rules, and let's see who's going to come out on top. I don't think there was ever a way for all of them or a group to win that money. I don't think. By design, I think the games are kind of set up to what you said, Vaughn. Force a pariah. I don't see how everybody makes it from the first game alone.
They're not set up to force a pariah. People become pariahs because they tell you it's a game or competition, and then people think that they have to win. So tug of war in that situation, you don't have to. The rules aren't set up for you to become a pariah. It's just that if it becomes a stalemate, the rope cuts. The thing drops down. And it cuts. That's it. Or you just let go of or you just let go of the rope. And let's say the rope has to go to one side. The way you die is from falling because you kept pulling.
So how does these now 6 stalemates, those 6 on the glass case?
You said what?
6 stalemates in tug of war, then 6 crossing the glass bridge. So all of those people remaining left crossing the glass bridge. How does everybody survive that?
You split the money. That's what he said.
Oh no. Now we're past the tug of war game. Now we're at the glass bridge. How does everybody survive the glass bridge?
You don't walk on the glass. You monkey bar across the middle like we was talking about earlier.
Okay, so you talking about just doing a bunch of shit that people aren't. Okay, well,
season
2 is coming, and despite our speculation, we may see all of these things addressed, or we might not.
Because it's other movies like this. Like take Escape Room 2 for instance. Everybody can make it out of there.
I didn't see the first Escape Room.
Well, just like Escape Room, the games are set up. Even Saw, the games in Saw.
At some point, Saw became that. It wasn't at first, but there was a pivot. I think it's Saw 3 or 4 where it became by design.
Because she was a murderer. And she got killed because of that. Because that's not the rules of the game.
It was Amanda, one of his proteges, but by design, everybody could have survived the games. The movie that had Megan Good in it. By design, each game was meant to be a team thing where they all could have lived.
It's meant to be something you survive, but it's like your lack of XYZ or your lack of thinking this way caused you to be in this. Now it's going to cause you to die. So it's like that's the same way.
That's no. I want to illustrate big difference from how Star started to what it became, because the initial 1-2s weren't dependent on team survival. It was that third film or fourth, Jigsaw's protege, that introduced
the second one was definitely team survival.
Was it wherever Amanda? The one
Amanda
with
was
Megan,
in the third one, and she got killed. And she got killed.
But she was rigging the team. The games were definitely about contingent upon people could have, as a group, could have survived. But she was rigging it to where they,
So then the second one, it was about teamwork too, because that's when they threw that girl in the needles.
Okay, that was she got thrown in the needles. Yeah, so the second, okay.
In the second one, it was.
I have to go back and rewatch the second, because I don't remember. I remember it being a teamwork oriented, but not quite. I'm talking about the movie where there was the exploding bomb nails in the room and everybody could have fit in the sewers. And then there was where they had to stick their hands in the saws for a bit of blood. And at the end, it was just 2 of them. So they damn near cut their arms in half. But really, by design, there were 8 slots because everybody was supposed to give just a little bit. They were supposed to work together specifically to survive each challenge. And they didn't. But Saw's its own. We can go into Saw at some point.
Yeah,
the
it's the
future.
same thing. It's like the games are set up a certain way, and people take it upon themselves to become the
I
winner
I
instead of
don't
just
think
thinking.
Saul's quite the same as Squid Games, but I hear you.
Well, I'm saying the games are set up to where you don't have to lose. People don't have to die. It's because people become a certain way when put in situations, they start sacrificing other people for their own selves, and because they don't want to go through something. And that's what it like. There's nothing about Squid.
But
There's
see,
nothing about.
the
There's
thing
nothing.
about Squid Games, some of these games, it's luck of the draw because okay, tug of war, sure. Gombo, that the marble game, you gotta die. Somebody has there's no like where's the stalemate in that?
I have to look
They
up.
they were very clear, like the loser is gonna die. Where's the
I would have to
stalemate in
look
that?
up.
You got to get 20 marbles. How do we, if there's a limited number of marbles and there's a X amount, whoever don't have, we can't all have 20 marbles. So
Wasn't it
somebody has
so?
to.
Okay, so if neither one of y'all has 20 marbles, do both of y'all die?
I would assume so. I would assume so.
Why would you
I'm
assume
not
that?
in a life because in a life or death, I'm not gonna err on the side that how about we risk it and both of us like we like, nah, bro, what are you saying?
I'm saying if that's it, or if you that's because I don't know how to play the game. But if you know how to play the game, you know how to stalemate it out.
But there was no stalemate in that game, is the point I'm
What my
telling
phone?
you.
I'm about to
Like
look
there
this
was
up.
no
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
it was
out of all the games, the marble games seemed like you couldn't cheat that one.
like it was a straight up like somebody has to lose this game. Like
Hmm.
How you spell the game name?
GGANBU.
You can stalemate the game. Combo stalemate. Because it's the same. Oh,
How do you stalemate the game then?
I'm looking it up right now.
Because I'm looking at it. I don't see anything. I see a bunch of chess and checkers. And this is I don't know why it's pulling up that the game was they had to get marbles. They had to collect 20 marbles.
Damn, it's raining hard outside.
You think it'd be possible to break the marbles in half and like split them?
Dude, y'all are thinking way outside the box.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
if you're trying to
saying.
if you're trying to save multiple people, you can't just think like, oh, I'm just gonna win. Yeah, you have to think of alternate solutions. That's how you save multiple people.
Oh, I see a bunch of reactions. I don't see anybody at how to stalemate that. I see some. Mm. I don't see. I'm not seeing it. If there's a way to stalemate it, if anybody out there knows, let us know because I don't understand all the rules. But as laid out, I don't see a way to stalemate that. And some of these other games, like I said, I think it's kind of tailored by design. Like, because ultimately the old man is just the old rich psycho. Like, whatever, dude. You bored, got more money than what you know what to do with. I'm gonna just set up some murder games and host them yearly or monthly, whatever. So, but with that said, bro, I'm hopping up off this thing.
Okay. Just know, America, if we in skill games, you can trust me.
Well, what would be the
And
Nashville
not Will.
versions? What we gonna make? Yeah, don't play games with me that involve murder, please. Don't anybody.
Amen.
Don't ever.
If we in Saw, if we are in Saw,
Don't.
Squid
That's
Games,
crazy.
all that, I'm trying to make sure everybody get out.
Man, I'm trying to make sure I get home to my daughter.
Yeah. Hey. Your daughter might be in there with you. What you saying?
Whatever, bro. Me and my daughter getting out. That's all I'm responsible for.
That's the whole point of him going back into the games in the end, because it could be anybody. He could be his mom in the next one.
He could just go. His mama dead. He could just go be a father to his daughter in America and make sure he creates a lifestyle that she's never got to worry about shit like that. You really want to cape for this guy? I don't. Fuck him as a main character. He ain't shit, and he needs to stay.
I know why they make character tropes.
He needs to stay away from Squid Game and go raise his daughter and make up for every birthday that he wasn't there for and got a shitty ass gift. He got a fucking pistol lighter for her 8th birthday. Fuck him, man. Fuck him, dude. He got billions and he want to go play red light, green light again. Nah, nigga. Go take your daughter to Six Flags. That's what you need to do, bro. Go take her to Disneyland in LA. Instead you want to get mad at the nigga who's gonna give you $200K because you need the shit and go punch that nigga. Bro, you got 30 million. You got 30 million. Quit being a hater, step your game up, and raise your kid.
He gave that man like $2,000.
Like, he just a schmuck. That's what he is. I hate him. I hate the main character from this shit. Went and dyed his hair trying to then go. Like, you're not Liam Neeson, dude. You don't even have a skill set. You accidentally survived the first game. It's not like he's trained. He's not he on the phone with them like he's the big bad wolf. Like, I'm gonna stop you guys. And do what, nigga? And get shot again? Get stabbed? Get more people around you killed? Bro, you don't take that little money and go beat somebody.
People around him got people killed. He was trying to save people and other people became pariahs and was thinking about themselves and got people killed.
I don't have a lot of faith in his competency as a character, but I digress. This is Free Will, Free Thought, Free Mind. Murphy's Law 615 signing off with the Prism Black Podcast.
Now Banks himself, a.k.a. guy in the Naruto headband, a.k.a. the dude who you can trust in Squid Games. I'm make sure you don't die. A.k.a. I don't think I'm sick no more.
And I'm Carl Tomlinson, aka Chaos Black.
Appreciate y'all rocking with us. As always, thank you for the privilege of your time, and we'll catch y'all same time, same place next week. We out.
You really kill me in Squid Games, dog.